they're going to hold on a second. I gotta find
every time, Bairnt.
if people roll a 6, they get a prize.
Yeah, thanks, Bairnt. Thanks. Welcome everybody to Co-op Guild.
We'll see who wins the prize. Where's I gotta find my screen.
So while Bairnt's situated there, but welcome to Co-op Guild. We are here to play Dante's Inferno. So this is the game coming to it's on GameFound, right?
Yeah, GameFound.
Yeah, I think so. GameFound starting next week. So I should have a link in the description below to check it out. But we're here to play it live for you. And we have with us Derrick from Canje Studios, Bairnt from Meet Me at the Table, and Andreas from Creative Game Studio. So welcome, everybody. And so a special shout out to Andreas because it is like ridiculously early in the morning for him. And he is here with us to play this game with us. So thank you so much, Andreas.
MVP.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. See lots of friends here. Let's see Bruce and Boards. Hey Andrew, how's it going? Hey Matt, how's it hanging? Got Brian's here. Julio's here. We got lots of friends. Jen's here. Awesome. Okay. Well.
Okay, Steve. For the prize, you have to shout out the people's names that got a D6. That was the prize you were going to give out.
Gosh. I don't know about that. But yeah, so we are watching the chat.
Matt, Andrew, and Julio won the prize.
Won the prize? Okay, thank you.
The prize is I will say the alphabet. Say the entire alphabet in 1 second. You ready?
No, the prize is that Steve is going to shout their names out for them, like say, "Hey, congratulations!" But he's not doing it.
No, you took it. We're good. So.
Why do you hate fun, Steve?
All right, so we are here to play this game, and hey, oh, by the way, Rick's here as well. Hey, Rick from Creative Game Studios, awesome. So the nice thing is we got support from the developer teams here as well. So if you guys have questions, let us know. We'll try to do our best to answer them. But I'm here basically to hand off to Andreas. So Andreas, why don't you kick us off and kind of describe what the game is, and then let's start this game.
Yeah, so Dante Inferno is a boss battling game that is based on the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. So that's the theme the game is based upon. And the game consists of the 9 circles of the Inferno. And every circle is divided into essentially 3 phases. The first phase is the Chronicles Phase, with which we will be starting shortly. And this is a narrative, story-driven passage where we are making decisions and exploring the circle we're currently in. And where we make discoveries, interact with NPCs that we meet during this phase. And we will be able to find artifacts that we can use during the confrontation. If we don't do that well, we might already be wounded when we enter the confrontation. We might unveil some things that are going on that might help us during the confrontation and stuff like that. After that, the second phase is a transition phase where we essentially transition the board state from the Chronicle phase to the confrontation. And the confrontation phase is the actual boss battling part, where we will bring the stuff we found during the Chronicle phase to good use and try to meet the objective for the confrontation phase, which is usually to defeat the boss during the confrontation phase. But there are ways how we can unlock other goals for the confrontation phase that might give us other opportunities to be victorious.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's basically how the game on a very, very high level works. And I would say let's jump right into the Chronicle phase.
Yeah, so this is the first circle, because I think you said there's 9 circles in this one?
Yes, this is the first circle, and we will be playing with the official tabletop simulator demo that I put together for the game. And this is also publicly available since a few days. So people can just check out the GameFound page and go to the latest update, and they should find the link to the Tabletop Simulator workshop there, and they can try it out themselves.
Andreas, are you pulling all the characters from the Divine Comedy in each circle?
Yeah, so you will
without spoilers, of course.
The
The reason why
you're fighting.
well, the reason why is because I've read the Divine Comedy, so that's also like it's really cool that if you're pulling from names from all the different circles.
Yeah, so you will meet several of the characters that are also mentioned in the Divine Comedy. So
I'm thirsty. Thank you. Okay, hold on.
the story is based upon Dante's own journey through the Inferno, but this is kind of like revisiting the story. So this time, so in Divine Comedy, Dante is having Virgil as his guide through Inferno, and this time around, Dante will take up this role for our group of adventurers, and he will be our guide.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah. So during this phase, we are acting as one caravan. So the caravan is essentially representing our group here during the circle. And to start things off, we will simply navigate into the Book of Chronicles, which is essentially the storybook.
Hey, Andreas, real quick, we do have a question that came up. Is the game soloable? And if so, is it true solo or two-handed?
So you will always play with 4 champions, but there is the option to replace the full champions with a hand management of action cards for a simpler version, companion version. So you can actually play it solo pretty easily if you swap out 3 of the 4 characters for their companion variant. So it's comparable to Oathsworn, if you are familiar with that, for example.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
All right, then let's jump right into it. So we don't have to carry out the setup instructions because luckily I already did that when creating the Tabletop Simulator demo.
Sweet.
The only thing that we need to do now is, we can start with a prologue. I don't know, maybe someone of you wants to do the actual reading of the story passages.
Bairnt was saying he wanted to do it.
I just got brand new glasses today.
Let's do it.
So let me try this. Where am I? Prologue.
Right there.
Okay, it's still really small.
Zoom in.
Oh, how do you do that?
You can hold down the Alt key while hovering the book, and then use the mouse wheel to increase the zoom level.
Okay, here's the deal.
What happened?
I'm kind of new.
It moved away.
It did move away. Something's happening here. Hold on.
Ooh, my TTS just froze up.
Mine did not, so I'll read. Okay. Our story begins with an image of Dante Alighieri, the Florentine poet, wandering through the springtime field. He has... Wait, I disconnected from the server. But that's okay. I can still read. Disconnected from the field.
Sorry, TTS crashed. Let me boot back up, guys.
He has been a resident of paradise for almost 2 centuries now, and life of fulfillment is complete. The poet makes use of his free time to write the verse of what will be his new masterpiece, the journey of his life from the cradle to the grave, sung in Tesra Rima. He has spent decades on this task, but his work is about to take a hiatus. Just ahead, Archangel Gabriel awaits. Got those. The messenger is brief and apocalyptic. The greatest transgression since original sin has been committed. A brotherhood of knights called the Order has invaded the Inferno, motivated to achieve salvation through force. The horror of the infernal land should be enough to dissuade any mortal from this endeavor. However, these soldiers briefly, in the sanctity of their leader, gives them the fever they need to endure the unbearable. The saints are appalled and fearful of the divine punishment that may follow the sacrilege. They turn to Dante because such an army will need to be prevented by another earthly force, since Minos, the infernal judge and guardian, has allowed them to enter willingly. What these men are doing will not only change the world, but the destiny of all creation.
Creation.
Read region card 1.
Okay, so after a narrative passage, you usually get some instructions in bold text. So in this case, it says place the region card 001 Dark Forest in position C1 and then inspect it. So essentially what that means is we will grab the card from the deck of region cards and then flip it, and you should probably lock it on the board to not accidentally move it around later on.
Okay.
And then inspect it means that we will then move to the page in the book that has the entry for the Dark Forest. So that should be just one page ahead in this case. And now we need to wait for Bairnt so he can do the reading again.
There you are, 4 strangers lost in the Dark Forest halfway through your lives. A turmoil of concerns revolve in your hearts and minds as you advance through the woods, where everything seems new and dangerous. You barely know who you are, and you have no idea how you got here, but you know you need to move forward. Smelling the fear that spreads like perfume, a symphony of howls, roar, and growls announce the arrival of Predator. A panther, a lion, and a wolf jump in the way. That's better than lion, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
By the 3 beasts, you have no choice but to face them. However, only one of the champions is able to control their fear and chooses an opponent. Who will be the one who dares takes a step forward? That would be, well, we either have an artist or a, what else do we have in the party?
We are the outlaw, the artist, the mercenary, and the devotee.
Oh, so I should have just read a little bit farther down.
Yep.
Got it. Yep, there we go. Nailed it
I think that's what Andreas has been telling me all day. If you just leave it a little farther down, you'll get your answer.
Let's see here.
I'll do it if you want.
Yeah, go for the panther.
I am the artiste.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So as you can see here, we are presented with a choice that we have to make as a team, and then pick one of the resolutions. So in this case, if we want to pick the panther, that would be 001B. So we then check for the resolution 001B. So that should be on the next page.
Okay. I'll let you switch it. It crashed on me last time.
All right. There's your problem. Derrick, you read it. That's you, man.
As if enchanted by the panther's spotted skin, the artist feels compelled to step forward.
Wow. Okay, way to go, William.
Coincidence or not, it's only her that the predator stares at in this unusual encounter. For a moment, the two study each other. Both creatures are preparing to end the dispute in a single strike, because that is what they are: mysterious, charming, and dangerous.
Okay, now it says we are to
for sure.
Okay, and now it says we are to endure an ordeal of prowess and willpower of difficulty 3. So that is essentially where we are carrying out a test to see if the artist is victorious in this fight against the panther. And the way that works is we can check the attributes this is referring to first. So this is prowess and willpower, which are 2 of the 3 attributes that are there. So there's aggressiveness, willpower, and prowess. And depending on the ordeal, you will be able to use these resources to help you with the test. And in this case, since it mentions prowess and willpower, we will only be able to use prowess and willpower.
Okay.
And at the start of the Chronicle phase, we start with 2 of each of these resource tokens, and we can make use of them during this ordeal. And the way ordeals are resolved is you have essentially 3 decks that are used for that: the Diligence and Providence cards, and the Arcana cards. To
Okay.
start the ordeal off, we will be dealing 5 cards from the Arcana deck. Then flip them face up. And then we will be pulling cards from the Diligence and Providence deck. The same number of cards as the difficulty of the test. So in this
Which
case,
is 3.
the difficulty is 3, so we will be pulling 3 cards from each of the decks.
Okay.
And afterwards, flip them.
All right, I can flip these.
All right, so the goal is to match 3 of the numbers on the top left of the Arcana cards. And we can match these numbers by combining one of the Providence and one of the Diligence cards, and then either add or subtract the numbers of the cards to match the number. For example, we could take the 5 and the 4 to match the 9. So I will put the cards here to show that we already have a potential solution for this Arcana. So we can check for solutions for the other ones a little easier.
So this could be a 7 and a 3.
Yeah, then we're kind of as well and the rest of them.
Then we're in Suckville after
So
that.
my question is, does it have to be completely, does it have to match the number to the T, like you can't go over?
No, you can't go over. It has to be exactly the number, and you always have to use one card from each deck.
Okay.
So you cannot just use the 9, for example, to match the 9. You always have to make a combination of 2 cards,
So-
and you
Yeah,
can subtract or
we
add
have
them.
lost.
I suggest this 9 and 7 will be the
There's
Yeah,
no
I
way
saw
to
the
do
9
it.
and 7.
and the
It's
3 and the
impossible.
9 could be the 6.
What? How do you
Yeah,
get 6 on a
that's-
3 and 9?
Subtract.
He's
You
subtracting. He's subtracting 3 minus 9 to
I
make
didn't know
the
you could
6.
subtract. Did I not listen to that part?
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
math
so-
is real enemy here.
I was trying to add them all up, and I was like, "There's no way we can get to 8 and 6 with the cards we have, adding all those up."
yeah. So this is that does 3.
Okay, is there a card that's better than other cards up here in the Arcana row? Would there be something you'd want to try?
For the matter of the ordeal, it does not matter which of them you solve. But the actual cards will matter when we are in a situation where we cannot immediately solve the ordeal.
Fantastic.
So then we
The lovers, the
but-
hermit, and the tower. Pow, done.
Yeah, but we will certainly see what we can do if we run in a situation where we cannot immediately solve the puzzle with our initial hand of cards. So this time we were lucky and we passed without needing to spend extra resources. So we can simply reset these
And we
decks here real
passed
quick. So
because we
after
completed
the
3
ordeal,
cards?
you will
Yeah, the difficulty was 3.
yes, 3.
Okay.
So we just needed to solve 3.
Okay.
Yes, which we did, and now we can put the cards back and shuffle the decks to prepare them for the next ordeal. And now we will refer to the book again. And in this case, since we were successful with this ordeal, we will read the success outcome.
Okay. Hunter and prey prepare their weapons, 2 daggers on one side, 10 equally large claws on the other. The rustle of branches and the light breeze sound the gong, and the 2 jump against each other in a clash that lasts for no more than a scream. The artist kneels with her arm bleeding. She now has a new scar. The panther, on the other hand, lands with such a wound in her abdomen that she can barely stand. Having defeated her, you now need to run from the rest of the beasts.
Ooh.
The caravan takes the Obolio treasure card.
All right, so treasure cards are one type of cards that we are able to obtain during this phase. And you can find the deck up here. And maybe Steve can pull that up so people can see it on the screen when he searches the deck.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, did you find that already? Okay.
Yep. I'm fast. There you go. And you can.
Okay, and then-
Oh, we found the
Then-
WIP.
WIP.
And then we, so on the right side of the board, there are slots where we can put the cards. So treasure cards go in the top one, and then the discovery cards go in the middle one, and so on. In the
Okay.
tabletop simulator workshops, I created it in a way that there are snap points, and cards will only snap in places where they are meant to go. So when I
Okay.
try to put this card here, it doesn't snap, but in the top spot, it will snap into place. So
Okay.
usually you can already see if a card or something is in the right spot where it's meant to be when it snaps into place.
Okay.
Good job, Derrick.
It wasn't rolling dice. We had a chance.
Proud of you.
Chance.
I was
All right,
worried
and-
when we had to do a willpower 3 test. I was like, wait a minute. I
Then,
think we picked the wrong person.
Then place region card 002 Hill of Virtue in position 1B and inspect it. So in 1B, so it goes up here.
And B1.
Oh, B1, sorry. And inspect it, the Hill of Virtue.
That looks pretty cool.
All right, so I will switch to the page, and then maybe Bairnt will do us the honors.
Yeah, Bairnt.
Poster. Here we go.
Rick.
Was he Derrick in the battle? Yes, Rick.
Rick.
I think we all do. I think we all do.
Get this thing Iron Maiden. So run to the hill, right? I'm not Iron Maiden at all. He's like way better singer. Okay, so you run to the hill, escaping from the remaining beasts that keep chasing after you. Cornered, you take to the high ground. Oh, we know how that goes. And turn your backs to each other, forming a defensive circle. Get away, you vile creatures! The voice of a fifth person commands. Its owner miraculously appears among the 4 of you. He is tall, with a firm face, a strong nose, and wearing a red robe. On his hand, a laurel wreath adorns his cap. Greetings, I am Dante Alighieri, and I will be your guide through this blessed journey that is about to begin. The figure introduces himself as a famous Florentine poet you have already heard of, as if they recognize the authority of this man. The predators return to the forest. Come, follow me. Now that we are together, we shall travel as one. Long is the way, so speed up the pace and listen carefully, for I have to say a lot before our time is short. See how I
All
sped it up there at the end because it told me to? So we're going to place the caravan pawn in this region, and from now on, this pawn is used to represent you as you travel through the paths of Inferno. The caravan represents all the players participating in the sessions, and that makes sense. All decisions made during the game are collective. No player controls a specific character. The region card 3 is in position B2 in advance. All right, let's take that advantage of all that. Oh, we got it already. Wow, you guys are on the ball.
Yeah, so advance simply means that we will move our pawn to the region that we just placed. So sometimes you might place multiple region cards at the same time and just advance to one of them. So you need to check out the instructions in the Chronicle book carefully.
Okay.
All right, so let me advance the pawn and then skip to the page for the Infernal Gates.
That sounds like a nice place to go.
It's a famous vacation spot.
Oh boy. Yep, 5 stars. Still confused, you follow the poet down a road that descends into the haze. Very little of the path can be seen, but a gigantic stone gate ahead. What is taking place, comrades, is sacrilege. An army of knights has invaded these lands. Who knows why? Dante explains. His stare, however, takes in each of the countless pale and naked figures that pass you by. Wandering aimlessly, they do not seem to be dangerous, but your guide is terrified. We must find and confront them before the damage of this audacious assault is irreversible. To that end, our first task is to confer with Minos, who should have stopped them, but did not. The poet concludes as you arrive at your destination. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here, is written on the flames on the entrance to the Inferno, advising you to keep distance from the only place where you must go.
Sounds pretty inviting, right?
Yeah,
I'm
sounds
good.
fun.
Yep, I think Disney World was more inviting.
Famous best vacation spot. So place region 4, shores of Acheron, and go
inspect it.
there. And yeah, flip it.
Then we
I
get to
really
move
like,
there.
by the way, how the art is lining up and matching.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, it's looking great. It's looking really good. The art's beautiful. I love it. Oh, did it say to advance? Okay, cool. Bairnt, keep us reading.
Crossing the infernal gates, you walk to the bank and calm river, where many more of those wanderers return waist deep in water. Oh, see who awaits on the banks once more. Oh, now it's a gray boatman. Let's try again. Oh, see who awaits on the banks once more. A gray boatman with eyes blazing like embers provokes. He rowing brings him to you slowly. The one who embarked alive, not dead. This time for your souls, keep him company. For the right price, I shall take you. He offers his services. He does for eternity. Cheerio, and the ferryman. Oh no, Cherion, Chiron. I'll go with that. The ferryman. Dante salutes him, but you sense some enmity. Why do these souls return? They return, for they have not been damned. Therefore, they are free. Now, either board or leave. My duty is to lead the souls, not to question the judge's decision. The grumpy ferryman concludes, leaving you with a choice to make. Pay the toll, take the pass of the indolent, or threaten the ferryman. I see.
You can only do.
All right,
that
so
the
now we
caravan
are
has
presented
the-
with a choice again, and as you can see, the first option has a limitation that we can only take this choice if we have found the Oboli card, which luckily we did during our first ordeal. So we are able to take any of the three choices now. If we didn't find the Oboli card, then only B and C would be options available to us.
Okay, so the
I
question
vote
is,
for A.
why? Why would you like to give up treasure so easily, Derrick? What can we do with this treasure?
Because if you threaten the guy who rows us the boat to the underworld, that might not work out in our favor.
Are you saying you don't want to anger the boatman of the dead?
Yes,
I mean,
that's exactly.
I hear that's right out, but you.
All right, I think you might be on the right here.
Well, we
No,
do have
but up
someone in
to
chat.
you. Up to you.
Board Game is saying threaten him, but Brian's saying pay the toll. So we
oh
got.
wait, I want to see this. Hey
Yeah.
Steve, you should do a poll.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
move forward real quick. But
Yeah.
I think we
sounds good.
should either threaten him or pay the toll based on the chat. I'm leaning towards pay the toll personally.
You know what the chat's gonna pick, and we're gonna die.
That's
you know
true.
this.
That's true.
That never happens. I've never died with what the chat picks.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
you've just suffered a slight maiming.
Yep,
Oh.
that's it.
All right. Let's do the pay the toll then. See what happens.
All right. Pay the toll. Go ahead, Steve. You paid the toll. You read it.
Oh, okay. Here you are, one obelisk for each, except for the poet. The mercenary hands over the coins without even negotiating. We who live by the sword learn to be superstitious at an early age. I've lost count of the liras I have left with my fallen comrades. There is no more honorable service in all creation, he explains as Charon reciprocates with a courtesy bow. Come aboard! The crossing is fast, but I am always late. The gray-haired old man hurries. You hardly fit in the small rowboat. As you gently sail through the dark waters of Acheon, Dante cannot help but notice the errant souls with distress. Still, no one questions him. Shortly thereafter, you dock on the other side and continue your journey. The poet's steps are quicker than ever. So now it says the caravan discards the treasure and takes the Charon's Rags treasure card instead. And we place region 7, Castle Gates in B4, and advance and inspect it. So must be this one here.
No, that's 5. That's
Oh.
the wrong one. So as you can see, we
7.
with the
It's
decision,
7. Yep.
yeah, with the decision we made, we now skipped some cards, and we might not see certain regions of this
I think
of
that's
this
gonna be
circle.
okay. We got some rags. I mean, what could be better?
No, it goes to
Yeah,
riches, Bairnt.
But now you're asking yourself all the time, what would have happened if you had threatened him?
Yeah.
What would have
I'm
happened?
not asking that question.
Maybe we would not have only gotten his rags, but the boat also.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
All right, so
Okay,
let's
so now we jump
advance
to
here.
page 7,
And
I'm
we-
guessing?
Yes, but it's not.
Or not page 7,
I
it's
think.
whatever
Yeah,
7
he'll
is.
get us there. Yeah.
Let's check out. Okay, one more, and there you go, Castle Gates.
Taking the road
Oh, we do it?
from
Okay.
the ward to the banks. Yeah.
Taking the road
Real-
from the wharf at the banks of the Icarion, you arrive at the gates of a wall so sturdy that even those of Constantinople are not as tall.
It's
Wow,
Istanbul.
people.
It's
Constantinople.
Thank you.
Istanbul.
Oh boy. There are 7
Stuff's
levels to
native.
these curtain walls which surround Limbo, Dante comments when he notices your amazed stare. Here we follow to the Bailey, home of those who are good in nature but did not come to know Christ. That is, they were not baptized, he explains. So it means that just living a virtuous life is not enough to be saved? The artist lets out the words that weigh heavily on her. This feels wrong, does it not? She fears she has blasphemed. Yours is a fair question, worry not. His love being the true guide which the spirits of men need. Not even the highest soul would ever find fulfillment far from him, any more than one can quench thirst by drinking wine alone, the poet patiently explains. Place region 8 in position B5, advance the caravan to it, and then inspect it.
Ooh. I go up to the wall and be like, that's solid mahogany.
I thought it said Limbo Alley. I was like, that's something.
Limbo Alley.
Bailey.
Bailey. I guess I'll keep going, guys. Keeping pace, you arrive at a bailey so wide that it could even be mistaken for a meadow. Here, many buildings can be seen through the mists. In one of them, a Greco-Roman amphitheater. Virgil himself welcomes you. I'm afraid Minos has locked himself in his mansion and refuses to receive visitors. The high poet delivers disturbing news when he hears of your venture. The reason for there being so many wandering souls is clear, though. The judge is not on duty. He is so resolute that he commissioned none other than Julius Caesar to guard his gates. Virgil, however, has advice. Do not give in, Dante. Remember Saladin? Perhaps he can be of help. Furthermore, some mortals camp to the north. You could have a word with them. He also proves to be a good guide. Finally, you can still head to Minos' manor. The Roman is a diplomat, and you could explain the case to him. There we go. It says, Virgil has upsetting news, but he attempts to help. Take the path cards numbered 001 and 003 and place them in this region. What are we doing right now? Cool.
001 2003
Yep,
001
2003. Yep, so you got it right.
Okay.
From now on, whenever the caravan inspects the Limbo Bailey, as a team, choose one of these cards, take it, and proceed to its resolution. If at any time the caravan is instructed to inspect this region, but there are no more path cards left, proceed to resolution 008D. You're instructed to inspect this region when you place this card on the board, so choose the first path now. So now we have an option. Visit Saladin, investigate the camp, or go to the gates of Minos' manor.
We can go to the Settlement of Order. We can go to seek advice from the Sultan responsible for victory of the siege of Jerusalem, or we can go to, Minos' gate. Let's go to the camp, man. Let's go check out the Settlement of Order. I mean, what's more important than having order?
Okay.
Okay, so when we pick a certain path, then we will place the card on the right here to show that we have already taken that path. And then we go to resolution 8B.
I love how as he's reading it, his guys moves on him. Whoop. 8B, investigate the camp. You head north towards the raiders' camp. This time, only a few souls cross your path. As strange as it may seem, you are worried about the absence of disarray. All right. I do not understand. The outlaw makes conversation as he chews a straw. Camp? Where are the jailers of the Inferno? Why does everyone do what they want? He inquires, intrigued. Your indignation is just, but the truth is that I do not know, for such apparently not all those who are convicted to be in this place are capable or willing to react. The very nature of limbo instigates them to apathy Okay, somebody else is reading next. To indifference, or rather, that is what I want to believe, Dante attempts to explain, fearing that the real answer is that no one cares or understood anything I said.
Good job.
We place card 12.
12 in what slot?
A5, advance to caravan.
Okay.
Oh, made the camp.
Go to
Alright.
camp.
I'll let y'all pop us to 12.
That was
That's
brilliant, Bairnt.
amazing.
Brilliant.
Wow. I think I missed every word.
It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky.
I could try if y'all want.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
After a brief walk, you arrive at the place that was described to you. Tents hastily built beyond palisades of what dark wood could be found in limbo. A column of smoke contrasts with the haze and indicates a presence there. Distracted by your inspection of the dangers just ahead, you barely notice the one coming from behind. A battalion of soldiers wearing plate armor and unknown tarbards attack you unceremoniously. The caravan endures an ordeal of aggressiveness and prowess of difficulty 3.
How did we not hear a bunch of heavily armored dudes coming up behind us?
They rolled high on their
I
on
see.
their stealth
They
check.
roll high.
I
There
see.
you go.
Even with disadvantage, they rolled better.
Even with disadvantage, they all rolled a nat 20. All right, so we're drawing 3. Okay.
All right, I can show off my math skills.
Do it.
I see
And
19.
it's a difficulty 3, so you just need to clear 3 of them. I see a 6 and a 9 for a 15.
Yep, and 10 and 8 could be this one.
10 and the 8 could be that one.
But we don't have a.
Can we get to a 4? No.
Nope.
Rethink.
19. We've got a 19. We've got a 4. No.
I think we only get 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm only seeing 2. So you want to go ahead and place the... Oh, somebody's math skills are better? Let's see it. I'm excited.
No, I'm just placing the cards that we know for sure. But I cannot turn a 6 and a 3 into a 19 as well. Sorry.
Well, this will get to show that one thing you were talking about.
What if we go 6?
Yeah.
minus
Okay.
10,
So
4?
there are multiple options that we have now that we cannot solve this with our initial draw of cards. So this ordeal was of aggressiveness and prowess. So we are able to use our
Thanks,
aggressiveness and prowess tokens. And the way that works is we can spend one of the tokens. So they are double-sided, one on one side, 2 on the other side. And when we spend one, we simply flip the token to the one side to mark that we spent one of these resources. And it enables us to pick any number of these Arcana cards and put them underneath the deck and then draw the same number of Arcana cards from the top.
Oh, okay.
So we might come up with numbers that we can solve with the 3 and the 6, or like other combinations that we can make with our cards.
Can we multiply?
So do you want?
So that's one of the options. The downside of this, so all of the options that we have come with a downside as well. So the downside of this is that these resource tokens also have a very helpful effect during the confrontation phase. And the more we spend during ordeals, the less we will have during the confrontation phase to help us in the combat.
Okay.
And also we will might have none left for more ordeals that come later during the Chronicle phase as well.
Okay.
And the other option that we have is that we can offer an Arcana card. So what that means is that we pick one of the Arcana cards, and we can read the effects down here, which will matter during the confrontation phase, because essentially the Arcana cards that we offer will be shuffled into the boss's deck during the confrontation phase and provide him with a special, unique action that he might carry out during the confrontation phase.
Spoiler alert, do not pick the sun.
And if you
The
offer
third
the
one
Arcana...
says deal 12 damage. That's no good.
Oh boy. If you offer
Okay,
the
when
Arcana
we
cards-
offer an Arcana card, that will enable us to draw one more Diligence and one more Providence card, so it
Gotcha.
will net us a lot more combination combinations with the cards.
Okay.
That's up to y'all. You determine what you want to do.
I like the idea of giving up a token.
Okay. Give up the red one
Well,
to get 2 reds.
these are brutal, man.
Then ditch a brutal one.
Advance to an area that's exactly 100 away from the farthest building in any distance, then throw it at everybody.
All right, so we'll flip aggressiveness,
Yep.
right?
The sun does 12 damage to a champion in the area.
Well, which one do you want to ditch, Bairnt?
It's both of them, right?
We can
All of
pick multiple ones.
Get
Oh,
rid
okay.
of
So we
all.
could
Well,
essentially we could keep the 2 that we have a solution for, and maybe pick the 3 that we
Alright.
don't have a solution for, and then draw 3 more.
Sounds good to me. There you go.
All right, we'll go with it.
Failure's not an option. Board game officer says.
That's right. Never give up, never surrender. Here we go.
Oh,
Why'd you pick such
gosh.
crappy cards there, Steve? Okay, can we pull these
We can
back
just do
down, or are
10
they
by
committed?
itself or not?
We can pull them back down at any time. Just when we commit them to solving the ordeal, then we make
Yeah.
a final decision. But
No,
Until
you
then,
can't
we
put
can-
one card.
and we can take these options with spending resources and offering Arcana cards multiple times if we want. But at some point, it might become too costly to succeed in the ordeal. So that's our decision. So we can also decide to not pass the test and accept the failure outcome.
Well, we've already determined by board game offset failure is not an option.
I don't see a way of getting 3. I only see 2 again.
18.
Yeah, 18 and the double
19.
6 could do 12, but then we're stuck with 9 and 3, which doesn't get anything.
It gives us 12 again.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
wait. Nope, that doesn't work. Nothing works.
Because these
Well,
are
you
kind of
could
low
spend-
compared to what these
Okay.
higher values.
you can spend another token on prowess. I think prowess was the other test. Yes.
Yes.
To gain more, it's up to y'all.
Yes, let's flip this
Or-
token.
Do
Or
we put one of these
or-
aspects up? Throw them in the deck.
Steve's trying to Steve the game.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put the hanged man. That sounds like a great idea. Fortune, that doesn't sound like Pat Sajak's anything to do with it.
It's up to y'all. What do you want to do?
Judgment. Throw judgment there.
Abso-smurfly not. Are you kidding me? That's like a 20.
It's not 20 damage, it's a 20.
But read what it says. It says, "Oh, just trample on everybody
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
fine.
like heal yourself."
Short game. Gotcha. All right.
We
So
will be able to deal with it later. So for now, it's not an issue. We can,
so then we
So we
just
draw
do
2
this.
more.
Is that it?
and then we draw 1 more of each.
Can we do it now?
Makes...
Well, we could have done 20, but somebody took judgment away.
Was it me? Oh, wait, maybe it was.
Can you put 3 cards together?
No.
No, only 2 cards.
Son of a gun. Well, then we're in suck.
Oh
mode.
no, we're not. No, we're not. We got it. Oh no, we can't.
No,
I
that's not how
lied.
math
No.
works.
I just lied straight to your face, Bairnt.
I saw that. That's right. If they say what they always say, if you don't succeed, make the boss stronger and the heroes weaker.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Unless we do.
Doom, doom, doom.
I think we're out of options here.
I think
So
so
we
too.
either need to spend another resource or. So I'm not willing to offer another Arcana card right now. So
No, I think it's a bad idea.
maybe let's go for the prowess and see if we can
Yep.
come up with 2 cards that we can actually.
I
solve.
support the designer of the game.
Sure. What are we ditching?
I'd say all of them and start again from scratch.
Okay.
These are all really
I-
high numbers.
Okay.
I would probably leave one of them that we have a solution for. So maybe the 18
Okay.
or the 15.
Leave the 18. That's fine.
All right. Cool.
Okay, and then we
What
grab.
could go wrong?
Look at this. The glorious. Look at this. Oh, 6 and 3. We got 2 3s. You know, let's go like this. 3 and 3. Look at this. We got this. This is fantastic. We are amazing.
Good
Oh,
lord.
man.
No, wrong
What are you
color, wrong color.
doing?
There you go.
What are you doing?
What are you talking about? 9 minus 6 is 3.
Yeah, it has to be different
Yeah, but
colors.
you
There
need
you go,
to
there
pick,
you go.
pick a,
There you go.
There
you need to
go.
pick a red and a blue card. So
Oh, I
you
missed
have
that
one
You got
part.
it. Good job.
But
Let me
all right,
get
so-
that part.
So
I gotta read the rule book.
finally, we found a way to solve this. So let's
Alright.
read the success
So-
outcome, and I will
Sure.
put away the cards.
Okay. However, the attackers misjudged the situation. Even though you were ambushed,
Yes, we did, and we gave him the judgment cards.
your technical superiority prevails. The survivors run into the mist, thus ending the battle. The victory, however, is little celebrated. Dante urges you to move forward, and only now do you realize his heart must be heavy, judging by his expression. Is this the way? Mandalorian says yes.
That's
With
right.
iron blood? Move your stupid hand. I can't read.
Oh, is my hand in the way?
Yes.
Sorry. I didn't realize that. I was reading it.
Is this the way? With iron and blood? The artist whispers to him, but the answer does not come.
Well, you
Replace
can-
region card 012 Limbo Camp for 013 Fallen Garrison. Advance to it, then inspect it.
I didn't realize you meant like you could zoom in with your hand. I was reading it with the Alt button.
All right, so no
That gets
problem.
really way bigger.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
have already done the replacement of the
Cool.
region
Okay.
card, so we
Okay.
can simply move on to
right.
number 13.
Moving forward, you find the settlement lies undefended. You expect another battle. Suspicious, since last time you were surprised, Bairnt, really. What you find, though,
Right.
is a dozen ill soldiers on improvised stretchers. The ambush was aimed to hide the fact that the undertaking is also costing the invaders. Wait! A man who seems tired, wearing blood-stained garments, comes towards you. Honorable souls, I beg, take what you want, but spare those men. All they have now is their own lives, which are now under my care. He is Hippocrates, patron of medicine, as Dante introduces him. I swore before all the goddesses and gods to use my craft for good. These men are no longer a threat, your host pleads, but can you trust him? Hippocrates asks for the enemy to be spared, but you do not have to grant his wish. As a team, choose one of the options below and proceed to its resolution. Accept Hippocrates' requests or slay the wounded soldiers.
We when it comes, we could accept Hippocrates' request if we're dumb. Nope, slay them all. That is the deal. Think about it. Think
Bairnt
about
says,
it.
Hey, Bairnt says kill him. Let's kill him. Let's do
Okay.
it.
See, I'm telling you, I'm only saying this because otherwise they're going to come back fully healed after Hippocrates does his thing, and it's going to be bad news city.
All right.
Let's do
Board
it.
game
Let's
officer
do
agrees
it.
with you,
That's
Bairnt. Let's do it.
Yeah, both of them are saying maim and torture in the 9 levels of hell. Let's do it.
That's right.
What could go wrong?
Nothing's going wrong.
Hippocrates devote. Oh, I gotta wait till light goes away. Hippocrates' devotion is memorable, but you do not want to risk having to meet these men once again.
Yeah.
I promise it will be quick and painless. The mercenaries takes on the heinous task while the outlaw contains your host. As much care as they may receive, many will succumb or be abandoned. The lucky few who survive may leave, or they may ambush us just ahead. The Florentine's frown makes it clear that he disagrees. After all, the task is as important as it is virtuous. What sort of people will you have become at the end if you follow this path? Once this is done, the artist, moved, takes a bloodstained letter from the hands of a soldier as a memento. Shortly after he had held it to his heart, the caravan takes the merciless treasure card and the bloodstained letter discovery card. So we
got 2 things. Look at that. Okay,
no,
I didn't
no.
realize that we were supposed to be virtuous on this path.
No, we are not. We can threaten ferrymen. We can slay soldiers all day long.
Yeah, here's the
And
merciless
we're even rewarded with a trade card for it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet it's a blast.
Thus you leave the company of Hippocrates as you consider your next steps. If the caravan has the Limbo Map Discovery card, doesn't sound like we do, proceed to there. Otherwise, proceed to Resolution 13D, return to the Limbo Bailey. Once the terrible gesture is accomplished, sorry.
Yeah, so what I just wanted to say is, so you can see here how the discovery cards work. So the discovery cards essentially are pieces of information that you can gather while going through the circle. And sometimes they will lead to new options that you otherwise wouldn't have if you already obtained certain of the discovery cards.
Okay. I forgot where I was. Let's start over. Once the terrible gesture is accomplished, you search the place before you return. The outlaw examines their provisions and equipment while the artist and the poet are busy comforting the desolate Hippocrates. Your compassion is admirable, sister. The devotee approaches the artist, who is in tears because of a letter she found. But do not let your
Okay.
determination fade, for we are here by his will. Her sermon is brief and assertive. He knew, the wanderer lets out. He wrote about the stab to the right of the heart. She points to the wound beneath the bandages. In the end, they are made of flesh, bones, and fear, just like us. Dante gives them a minute, but then he reminds them of the urgency of their journey. The devotee is right about one thing. It is best not to succumb to melancholy in this place. Advance the caravan to 008 Limbo Bailey and then inspect it. So we're back and we get to choose another card. So what do you want to do next?
Go to the gates.
Well, okay, there you go.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
I say go to the gates.
Okay.
The gate.
Hmm?
Okay, so be it, Jedi.
So be it, Jedi.
All right. Let's wait till that goes. Okay. Let us head to the judge's house immediately, says the mercenary. Some things are resolved with words, others with
Not.
swords. Sorry?
I did not say that.
When warriors are involved, the second one works. As you agree with the strange argument, you head into the heart of Limbo. Souls beyond count, lined up and heads down, keep you company along the way to the keep, which was built as if it were a palace. The staircase leading to the court of Minos is within, but its wide gates are closed and the wandering souls crowd before them. There, little by little, they awaken from their torpor and realize what they are now, lost souls. Many of them just accept this condition. Others, the dangerous ones, according to the poet, try to return, as you have already witnessed. Place the region card 009, Gates of Minos Manor, in position B6, advance the caravan to it, and inspect it. All right, so then we go to 9. Elbowing among. Do y'all want me to keep reading or does somebody else want to? I don't care.
Doesn't matter to me.
If you
I
want
figured out
I
to
can-
zoom in. I can try again now.
I can take over.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see if I can do it. Elbowing among the lost souls, you arrive at the gates, guarded by a magnanimous Julius.
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous Julius, who watches from a balcony. Hail Caesar! Dante salutes the ruler, looking at him from below. You feel like the brave Gauls of Asterix, or what is this? Vercingetorix. Must be where Asterix lives.
Yep.
And obelisk.
Sure. Did you ever read Asterix the Gaul when you were young?
Asterisk and obelisk, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You said Obelix. Okay. What is the reason for this court to be in recess? Such a fact alone is no strange that the Pater Julian What's wrong? To have become a doorman, he risked a provocation. This position dishonors me, yes, but I swallow my pride out of love. The Roman responds, I will do as the judge says, for I have heard that Brutus's punishment is to be eternally chewed by the devil, and I want Minos to free him from this conviction. Now get away. The list of blasphemies only grows. The poet knows that there is no force capable of persuading Caesar. Otherwise, frustrated, you can only turn around and escape that they wasted time, except that they've wasted time. If the caravan had, it's angelic sword. I so want that. Nope. Otherwise, advance to Limbo Bailey.
So we're going back.
Yep.
We're not ready to enter.
We need a sword.
Because somebody wanted to go to the gate. All right, so we got to go to the We got to go to visit Salden at 008.
Yep. That'd be Steve.
Steve, read it.
Julius Caesar's success in defending the city of Alesia made him a powerful man and an expert in sieges. Few strategists can match him, but if we were to point to someone, Saladin is certainly one of them. The Sultan has become famous for his success in the Third Crusade, frustrating the Christian commanded by one who became the Lionheart. The Ayyubid was great on the battlefield.
You see it? Ah.
But it was his cordiality. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that thing. That built his reputation.
Cordiality. Yeah. It's like corduroy, but with the lethality.
Cordiality. Sorry.
Dante praises the ruler who recovered the Jerusalem from the Crusaders. Careful, poet. Speaking of the man like that, sharp tongues would even say that you secretly admire him, the outlaw teases, but his tone is that of mockery. Following constrained steps, you move forward. Place region 010, House of the Ayyubid? I don't know.
Sure.
C5. And we advance to inspect it. And Bairnt gets his vengeance. Yes, he does.
That's right.
Oh, gosh. The House of Ayyubid is a palace built to live up to Saladin's reputation. Vaults, tiles, gardens filled with apricot trees, and a fountain from which pours perhaps the only pure water in the Inferno decorate the place. To invade the mansion is impossible. There are no men or weapons that could do this, the Sultan concludes as he talks.
Yep.
However, not all victories are achieved on the battlefield. The architect who designed the fortress, Daedalus, lives to the east. He must know its escape tunnels. He offers as a solution. You are satisfied, but your host has something else to share. Wait! It seems that he has provided us with a second path. I saw a patrol of knights to the west just now, but I didn't recognize their coat of arms. Perhaps they are the men you seek. So it says, after meet Saladin, two paths seem to be promising, so the caravan needs to make a decision. As a team, choose one. We can either visit the Daedalus' workshop or pursue the night patrol.
Up to you.
Go to workshop.
All right. Let's do it. Keep going.
Okay. You accept the first suggestion and head to the workshop. While we are going to Daedalus' house, I have a story to tell, Dante shares along the way. It is said that Poseidon, retaliating for an offense committed by Minos himself, made Pasiphae, his wife, fall in love with a bull. Motivated to fulfill her desire, the woman ordered Daedalus to build a wooden cow for her to wear, and it worked. The poet continues as a playful tutor, laughing more than teaching. The labyrinth beneath the palace of Knossos?
Yep.
Yes.
Kenosis.
Okay. Was built to house the...
Bring it on. That's how you say it.
Yeah, it's a Minotaur guy. We're doing a Minotaur story now. So.
Yeah.
Was built to house the fruit of the sinful union, the monster Minotaur. Even though Daedalus only followed orders, Minos was furious and made the artisan his prisoner. Needless to say, the two have not gotten along since then. Following the rhythm of the witty prose, you soon arrive at the workshop. So, we got 11. 11, and we advanced it to it and inspect it.
Why do you call him the Daedalus?
Daedalus? Daedalus.
You say the Daedalus. You say the Daedalus for his name every time.
I don't know.
You're like, we need to go talk to the Daedalus.
It's a unknown. Oh, it's not well known. His surname is the so.
Oh, I did not know that. You've given me a wrinkle in my brain. That's why I was like, I was wondering why you kept calling him the Daedalus.
Well, now we're at the Daedalus' workshop, so.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Here we go. Here, a huge Acropolis-shaped warehouse houses materials, tools, and inventions of all kinds. By the grace of Sarah Lacheli, look at this place. The artist is filled with excitement. She knows she is surrounded by treasure. Only in Signor Leonardo's atelier have I seen such geniusity. Don't look at. Wow, I'm struggling tonight. She dances through
That's
the
all right.
pieces.
It's all right. Power through it, man. Power
got
through it.
I have
Wood,
faith in you,
copper,
Steve.
wax. The Daedalus transforms
The Daedalus?
rudimentary elements into engineering marvels. Dante agrees. However, no invention will ever be comparable to the clockwork wings responsible for the inventor's pride and pain, a project that he can now perfect for eternity. The poet finishes the explanation, imagining that the man would eventually show. But no one comes, and the place is deserted. It is a true safe. Oh, it is a true safe in the open. Alright, so he's not in the workshop, but the inventions are. So now I have an option. We can borrow a few things. So we can loot the workshop, seek the wings of Daedalus, or return to Limbo Bailey.
Oh, his son's name was Icarus, and y'all know the tale of
Yes.
Icarus.
Yep.
So then it's just to determine: do we want the wings, or do we want to pillage?
Okay,
Do we want to be loot goblins? Look for something specific, or leave.
let's put it this way: the wings didn't help too much.
It's true.
Last time I checked, he crashed and burned.
True, but it's
Literally.
flight. You want to fly?
Well, only it wasn't because the wings were faulty.
Okay, I would like to mention that we are in hell, so not
The
sure
loot
how
goblin?
good those wings are going to work.
You want to be a loot goblin?
I have no reason to loot this guy. There's nothing here. What we already got rags. What could be better?
I'm interested in being a loot goblin. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
can't say no to loot personally. So, do you loot?
Okay,
Loot it?
for the first time ever, Bairnt is not wanting to do the looting. All right, yeah, go for it.
Killed a whole garrison of soldiers. That's-
That was for the
can't
good of
take
all
the moral
Rylos.
high ground.
We killed them for the good of all Rylos.
Remind me to the vocabulary. So true. Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Are we doing looting? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Loot goblin. Let's do it.
The Daedalus cannot help us, but his belongings may. The outlaw suggests as he studies some of the pieces. He's a practical man, more attached to the ends than means. Would you dare take another man's work? The poet questions with such a frown that you might as well expect lightning to come out of those eyes and strike the rebel leader right here. One does not question the well-born when they take the labor of the poor people who take care of them homes, fields, and mines. So tell me, why should I care? Furthermore, our task seems more important than respect for the possessions of a dead man. He explains himself, but the outcome of the conversation becomes irrelevant. The artist emerges to show, smiling, the interesting contraptions she has found. So we get the heavy crossbow and retractable shield treasure cards, and then we proceed to 11C resolution.
So Daedalus is dead?
No, I just think he's not there. I think
He's not
missing.
there.
Oh, okay, yeah, take his crossbow.
Oh, you didn't want to loot him when you thought he was dead?
I actually thought he was there, and then
He's alive. Take his stuff.
it's okay. You can make more.
Good.
It says you return when you discover that Saladin cannot help you, and the Daedalus is not. Is not in the workshop. The way back seems shorter. However, a bad feeling haunts your heart for no apparent reason. That's disturbing, says Virgil, as soon as you talk again. Few times have I seen the inventor outdoors, and in all of them, it was the fruit of his work, not out of taste. I'm afraid the mortals might be involved, the high poet concludes. It is a pity, Dante, but the suggestions I have to give, I have already given. I need to understand how deep the roots of corruption brought about by the men are, before coming to any new conclusions. He apologizes, leaving you at another crossroads. So now we have to inspect it.
So go back
Which
to the
we are
Limbo
now
Valley.
out of stuff, so now we go to D.
Yeah, we don't have the sword yet.
Yep, so we go to D. His honor, yeah. After you've followed every lead you could, you find yourselves lost once again. The poet's sad face shows his disappointment in himself for having failed this task. I think we did bad, guys. I think that's what it's telling us.
No.
What are you talking about? We got a crossbow, we got a shield, we kill all the soldiers.
That's
Perfect.
true. We killed lots. Okay. It was then that, to everyone's surprise, Julius Caesar appears through the mist, accompanied by a battalion of knights wearing the colors of the order. Hail, gladiators! I come in peace, the dictator salutes you. The many wanderings that have taken place recently disturb my patron. So that you can become great friends and cease hostilities, he will grant you an audience. Caesar is versed in the art of diplomacy. The offer sounds like a trap. However, you have no better alternative. Intrigued by receiving what you have tried so hard to achieve without success, you accept the meeting. Now it says the Chronicle phase ends here. Okay.
Yeah, so essentially we reached one of the possible endings of the Chronicle phase. And as you might notice, there are multiple endings. Some of them might even involve angelic swords and other interesting things. But in our story, we didn't encounter these opportunities. So there's, as you can see, we have several region cards that we didn't even place and inspect. So there is stuff to be found even during a second playthrough or third one.
Yep, I blame Steve.
Wow.
Yeah, totally on Steve.
Wow. Wow.
All right, so essentially what we would usually do now with a physical game is now to move on to the transition phase. But since we're in Tabletop Simulator, it's a little bit easier, and transitioning is the mere press of a button here. So, Steve, can you click the button for us?
Of course. Here we go.
Can I ask you a question? Is that about the average time for the story phase of the game?
Well, we took a little bit longer than the average time, I would say. So usually it's around like 30-ish minutes.
Okay.
30, 35. Depends on how much you struggle with Greek and Latin words in the text.
Would you say that we struggled about average?
No, we did horrible.
No, come on, Derrick.
No, we did horrible.
It didn't help that I'm learning disabled in the written English language. That probably didn't help.
Well, the good thing is that during the crowdfunding campaign, we will be offering foreteller narration for the game, so you don't have to read the hard words yourself. You can let others do that for you.
I really want Bairnt to read for me.
That is the nicest way of someone saying, "Please stop." I will give you narrations. Just stop.
Oh, too good.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so as you can see, we transitioned into the confrontation phase now, which if we would do that in the physical game, we would remove all the region cards and stuff that we placed, and then flip over the board to the confrontation side, and then make the setup as instructed in the book. You can see it right here. Steve, you might want to zoom in a little bit. So you can see that essentially we have TTS automatically did the setup for us here because I scripted this. And then as you can see here, some new components appeared. So at the bottom of the screen, you can see the champion boards with our characters on them and our starting weapons and other stuff that belongs to them. And also another tray appeared here that contains the action decks for the bosses and our objective for the confrontation. And also the fiercest track, which we will be talking about later. And as we decided beforehand, we want to play on normal difficulty, so we will adjust the difficulty level on the boss status card here to normal. All right, and now it's one final reading passage. So this is the introduction for the confrontation, and then we can start with the fighting.
I will try to stop you from cringing. I'll do my best. Here we go.
I'm already cringing.
Minos, the judge of hell. You arrive at the court at last, where Greek columns rise to a ceiling covered with mist and stars, as if it were the Cretan night. The judge of hells awaits, sitting on his throne atop a long staircase. From where you stand, you can barely see the tail whose knots pronounce the sentence of the damned. There, mortals, you have put on such an act in order to draw my attention, have you not? Well, here I am. But know this, I am furious. You have interrupted my nuptial nights, which have been delayed for more than 2 millennia. The former king snarls, his thundering voice emerging from his massive bulk. It is at this point that you notice a woman who sneaks out from the back and everything falls into place. Minos did not rebel, not completely. He just allowed himself to consummate his marriage, and apparently not even the devil wanted to interfere. Nuptials night, the poet expresses his indignation. Forgive me, your majesty and excellency, but in the name of the high power, I beg, end your delights and return to the throne. Your court's recess has left the damned so lost that some have even returned through the dark forests. As you know well, it's Easter in the mortal world. The last thing men need is 100 supposed messiahs. Dante argues with reason, fearful for the souls that can find their bodies again through the door that Christ opened. May the high power forgive me, but 7 nights are my right, and 7 nights I shall have. And you, Garluis poet, unless you wish for me to straighten that crooked nose of yours, I suggest you turn around with your people and do not bother me any longer. The host seems relentless. The Florentine thinks of counter-arguing, but you have your weapons in your hands already, certain that this hearing has ended.
Oh. Done talking.
All right, so we are done talking, and with that, we now enter the confrontation phase. And our primary objective here will be to defeat Minos, since that is the default confrontation objective for this circle, as we can see here, the card on the left. For starting the confrontation phase, maybe let's take a closer look at our champions and go over them briefly before we then start into the actual confrontation, so the viewers know a little bit about them and their special properties.
Okay, I am the artiste. I am Pariah Wanderer. I start off excuse me. I start off with 6 vigor. I have backstab. After you deliver to a malefactor, after attacks you deliver to a malefactor's back, received a +1 die bonus. So if I am behind the malefactor or the boss, I get a +1 die to my rolls. And then I have improvise. You may play maneuver cards on maneuver slots already occupied by taking 1 damage for each card in them. Do not count the card you are playing. And my weapon of choice is a dagger. It is a melee weapon. I roll 3 attack dice when I roll. Whenever you make an attack, if you are attacking your target from behind, you may take 1 damage to add 1 hit after the roll, which is an automatic hit.
All right, I'm the mercenary guy. I am a sellsword. I have battle breath. Sounds definitely like in the morning. Not battle breath in the morning. Whenever the malefactor counterattacks provoked by a champion, and you have 8 or fewer vigor points, you can receive invigorate 1. I also have sentinel. Whenever the malefactor tries to move, you can make a melee attack, and if you do, he can't make any moves. Oh wait, that's D&D. Whenever a malefactor comes to the arena or to the area you are in, you may discard a maneuver card to make a melee attack with a +2 die bonus and precision against them. I also have a weapon. I have a great sword. Whenever you make an attack, you may deal 1 damage, receive 1 die before the bonus. And my group doesn't know this, but I also have a retractable shield.
No.
Come on, I need that shield.
We'll talk about that in a second, Thief.
Nope, you get the crossbow. You get the crossbow. Go crossbow city. I'll take the shield here. Actually, I don't think I can hold it. The great sword is probably 2 weapons, I bet.
Go ahead, Steve.
The devotee, the pious maiden. I have altruism. Whenever you target another champion with an effect, with an effect of one of your maneuvers, you gain Faith 1. And Faith 1 are these tokens right here, and they're double-sided, so you can have up to like 4 Faith. And Faith is used to heal people, basically. There's a couple of different ways, just 2 ways of spending up to healing. Also have martyrdom. Whenever another champion is about to suffer a wound or yield to a sin, you may receive that card in the champion's place. If you do, that champion receives Invigorate 3, which is a heal. So, I'm the healer.
All right.
My weapon is a Holy Sacrament, Once per turn is a free action, I can discard a maneuver card to make a ranged attack with a +1 die bonus.
Okay, and just to confirm, Dan wants to know if just for confirmation that foreteller is going to be offered during part of in the final product, correct?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Woot woot.
All right, Andreas, who are you playing?
Okay, so I am playing the Outlaw, the Rebel Leader, and I rely on guerrilla tactics. So my ranged attacks, I make receive a +1 die bonus as long as I have moved 2 areas away from where I made my last ranged attack. And I have slide, so I'm pretty dexterous. Whenever you take the basic action move 1, you can move 1 additional area or avoid falling damage that you move would cause.
Okay.
And I have my trusty longbow with me. Whenever you make an attack, if you are attacking your target from above, which I am probably doing most of the time, hopefully, you may take 1 damage to re-roll a die after the roll.
Cool.
And it has a range of 3.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't know.
All right, so to end the transitioning, we still need to do some steps. So Bairnt already grabbed the retractable shield.
Can I
So
use
essentially-
that actual shield?
Yeah, sure. Everyone can use it. So essentially, we need to grab the cards that we obtained during the Chronicle phase,
Here, Derrick, I got yours. Hold on a second.
distribute them amongst our champions, and we can distribute them as we see fit.
Oh, who can do a
I
lot of
didn't read
damage?
that card. Who grabbed that card? I didn't get to read it. I don't want that. Like, can I read the card, please? So
No,
free
I
action.
get
Give
you.
me
It doesn't matter what it does. Just give it to
Okay,
me.
so as we can see here, the 3 cards we still have to distribute have
Okay.
3 different positions on our board they go in. So Merciless is a trait, which is essentially a passive property that we gained by behaving in a certain way during the Chronicle.
No idea what way we.
I think.
That would-
Well, who can do the most damage? I feel it's either you, Andreas, or you, Derrick, that can do that. Personally.
Yeah. That merciless seems pretty tops for whoever can inflict.
What you think,
Andreas,
Derrick?
Andreas can deal damage at range, so the consistency of him attacking seems to make sense.
Okay. Good, Andreas.
So
Right.
Andreas should take that.
Yeah, and as you can see here on the champion boards, you have essentially 4 slots for cards. 1 is for weapons, 1 for relics, 1 is for traits, and 1 is for consumable items.
Okay.
What's exploit?
That gets rid of a wound.
Can I?
Expiate actually gets rid of a sin card.
Oh,
that
sin
you
card.
have on
What's
your
the other one
board
that gets rid of
or
a
in your hand.
wound?
If you want to take it.
Restore
Oh,
is the
I
one
looked
that
at that.
gets rid of a
Thank you.
wound.
Thank you.
You need something. I have the shield. Grab something.
I think Steve, you want the heavy crossbow because you could probably you'll be
Sure.
staying at range, right?
Yep, I'll be at range. I'll take it. That's fine.
Hey, take the clothes if you want it.
I already got something. You need something.
I'll be fine.
I definitely don't need that because I can heal other people. So someone should take that.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Take it.
Alright.
Okay,
Very
and
good.
then now we have distributed the findings and treasures we obtained, we still have the judgment card that we offered. And
Okay.
what we do with this is we place it on the Minos
Oh, it's the
action
first
deck.
thing he does.
And
oh.
no, it's not. We shuffle it in.
Oh,
So
okay.
hopefully it's buried deep down there, and we.
It does that. So basically, what the things that we can't complete that boosts his health.
Yeah, it also
Yeah.
boosts his health because the thickness of his action deck also determines his hit points.
Okay.
So essentially, with our attacks, when we are able to inflict wounds upon him, we will discard action cards from his deck. And once his deck is depleted by discarding all of the cards, then we have met the objective.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe let's go over a few basic things first, because before we start into the confrontation, so the audience will have an easier time to follow us here. But we will probably not explain everything beforehand and explain some things while we go. so that we have a bit more flow in the confrontation here. Okay, but first of all, let's explain the round structure. So the round structure begins with a caravan, so essentially us taking their turn, and the turn of the caravan is divided into a few steps. So the first step that we will take is the cleanup step. During the cleanup step, we usually would discard maneuver cards that we have played on our champion boards. But since this is the first round, we haven't played any cards yet. There's nothing to discard yet either. The second step would be the rebuild step. During the rebuild step, we will rebuild our hand of cards up to 4 cards again. So you can pick now 4 cards from your champion's maneuver deck, and there are slots below the board where you can place them, and then you can flip them face up. So those are the actions that are available to you during the confrontation, during our first round.
Okay.
And we can take a look at some of them later, maybe, or we explain them when we play them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the rebuild step. And we will see more things that happen during the rebuild step when the first person runs out of cards, when drawing back up to 4 cards.
Okay.
And then the next step is the preparation step. During the preparation step, we will discard one of our warm-up tokens. As you can see here on the champion boards, every one of us still has 3 of the warm-up tokens on them, which essentially block the maneuver slots at the beginning of the combat. So we need to get into the combat first. So in the first round, we will only be able to play 1 of our maneuver cards, and then during the next round, we will discard the next warm-up token. So we will be able to play 2 cards, and then starting from the third round, we are at our full potential and can play 3 maneuver cards per round.
Okay.
And also what happens during the preparation phase is that each champion invigorates 3, which means that we will increase our vigor marker by 3 spots on the track. And that's like our natural regeneration. So quickly explain the vigor track. So vigor essentially is an attribute that is like our stamina of sorts. We use it for taking basic actions like moving around on the board and interacting with furniture on the board. But it's also acting as our health when we get attacked by the boss. So it's a resource that we need to spend, but we also need to be careful how much we spend, because spending too much will leave us in a very vulnerable position, and we can take wounds from attacks by the boss easily.
Okay. We talked about how to win, and that's taking out the boss Minos. But how do we lose?
Okay, so we lose if any of the champions has 3 condition cards on his champion board. So the 3 slots on the board can be occupied not only by the maneuver cards that we play, but when we obtain a wound, we would grab a card from the wound deck. Let's show it here with the devotee, for example. And you put them on your maneuver slots, essentially. And they also have a special property that hinders us in some way. And when we have one champion that has 3 wounds on his board, for example, then he would be defeated and we would have lost the confrontation. Mm. Also, the sin cards, which we will learn about later, also count as condition cards. So they also count towards this losing condition.
Okay.
But right now we are in a pretty good state and don't have any wounds yet. So let's see how long we can remain in this situation.
2 seconds later, game over.
All right. So essentially, these are the steps we take at the beginning of each of our caravan phases at the beginning of the turn. And after that, it's the taking actions phase, where we are playing our maneuver cards, or we are taking free actions or basic actions. I will explain more about it in a second. Yeah. And when we decide that we don't want to take any more actions, then essentially the caravan turn ends and it moves on to the malefactor's turn. And during the malefactor turn, we will then play the topmost card of each of these slots from left to right. So we pick the topmost card, carry out the instructions on it, and then put the card underneath the deck. Or in case of these event cards, they are usually discarded after you carried them out. And then the next round starts, and we begin with the caravan phase again. So that's essentially how round plays out. The interesting thing is that during the caravan taking action phase, we are not limited to a certain turn order or initiative, but we can everyone can take an action and complete that one action, and then any other character or the same character can do more actions. So we basically can intermix our actions as we see fit during the caravan taking actions phase. And we will see that in action in a moment.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, when we do actions, this can be several different things. It can be playing maneuver cards, which is essentially picking one of the cards you have in hand and playing it on a free slot on your champion board and then carrying out the instructions on the card. Besides that, there are also free actions. For example, most of the consumable items that we found offer a free action. For example, let's take a look at the heavy crossbow here. We can use that as a free action and discard the card. So consumable cards are one-time use essentially, and then you discard them. And as a free action, we can use this consumable card.
We got a question, Andreas. Brian's asking, can actions be done simultaneously, or does it have to be done one at a time?
No, it's always one at a time, and you have to carry out one action completely before you or another player can take another action.
Okay.
Okay, so besides playing maneuvers and free actions, there are also some basic actions that you can take. And basic actions include moving around on the board, interacting with the furniture, and also exchanging items if we want to. But taking basic actions comes at a cost. So every basic action that we take costs us 1 vigor point. So we need to decrease our vigor by 1.
Okay.
And let's go over them real quick because we will be using these actions a lot, especially the movement. So when moving, as we can see here, maybe Steve can zoom in a little bit on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So the board is made up of areas, which consists of a central space, which is where the bosses will move around, and the 4 outer spaces, which is where small objects like our characters or also furniture are placed. And when we move one, then we always move by one whole area. So for example, if I'm the outlaw back here, if I would move one, then I could move to any free space in an orthogonally adjacent area. So essentially,
are yours considered free space?
Okay, free space is any space that doesn't contain a furniture piece like arcs or pillars. The stairs do not count as blocking this space, so you can on the stairs as well if you want to.
All right.
And the stairs are also important when changing board levels because we have these buildings over here, and we can only move onto them when using stairs, so we cannot move onto them on the edge here unless we have a special movement that grants us the climb keyword. So that can happen if we play a maneuver card that has movement with climb, then we might be able to also move up at the edge of the building, but usually we need to use stairs to move up and down. Interacting with furniture can be done if we are in the same area as the furniture. For example, let's take the outlaw again and assume I moved up here into this area. Now I'm in the same area as an arc, and I can inspect this arc by spending 1 vigor point again, as I mentioned, and then I will be able to grab 1 card from the findings deck. And the findings are essentially also these consumable type items that we also obtain during the confrontation. So during the Chronicles Phase. So the items we obtain during the Chronicle phase. The consumables are specific for the circle, but the ones that we grab from these arcs are generic ones that will be available during all of the circles.
So, question: once you grab it, how many items can you hold?
You can only hold items depending on the
just to
slots you have.
fill up one
Yes.
slot. So, what
Yes.
happens if you have an item in a slot that already contains an item? Do you choose which one you will discard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and essentially after looting the arc will then be removed from the board. And when interacting with a pillar, so for example, if I'm in this area over here, I could interact with a pillar, and that enables me to climb on the pillar and thus moving myself to a higher level and potentially being able to attack from above, which is beneficial for my character in some ways. All right, and I think with these explanations out of the way, we can start playing, and then I will gradually explain more things when we encounter them while playing.
Sounds good. Okay, ready? Here I go.
I actually would like to go first, potentially.
You do? What are you going to do?
Stunning. So I have this...
You better not move him off that place.
Nope.
Jeez.
I have the ability to command a malefactor that is up to 2 areas away. So if you look where I'm at, we're in this area. So 0, 1, 2, he's 2 areas away. He receives the condition debilitated. And
yeah, so what debilitated means is that you put the mini or the standee of the boss on the side, so you lay him flat, and he will skip his next action or counter attack.
All right.
So it's essentially a sort of stun.
You guys good with that?
The best way or the most powerful way to use that is to play it right at the end of our caravan phase, so he will skip the next action during the malefactor phase.
I guess I can.
So you might want to keep that and play it at the end of the.
I'll play it at the end.
round.
Brian's got a question. He says, so the levels do not count as an extra area. No, you can consider them as everything being at ground level when counting range. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the height difference does not tie into range. So essentially, when counting the range, and Minos is 1 level up, that's still range 2 from us right now.
Yeah.
So what? I guess I want to go back to your last statement that halted Steve's movement. What does it matter? Because if you're saying like it's best to play it at the end, does playing that stop us from doing things to him?
Well, it stops
because otherwise I would ask why it matters.
It matters because if we play it at the end of our caravan phase, then we can use it to skip his next action card.
Right.
So this is a really powerful attack from him. And otherwise, it would just skip his next counter attack when we make it.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the clarity. Okay, makes sense.
So while you were doing that, my guy moved 2 spaces towards this guy.
And you're doing push forward?
I'm going to.
Oh,
so I moved my marker down 2, and then I moved my marker down. Is it 1 more for this number here?
No, actually you don't, because the number up here that you can see on the top left of the card is the fierceness that this action you take generates. And now we can take a look at the fierceness track. Maybe Steve can zoom in on the fierceness track so we can see that.
There's a little delay. Yeah. So
as you can see, there's a token for each of the characters over here, and the spot at the right side of this track is the most fierce champion or the fiercest champion, and you adjust your position when playing a maneuver card according to the number. So in this case, the mercenary played a card that has 1 fierceness, so he will increase his position towards the fiercest position by 1.
Yeah, the way I look at that is it's threat. It's just basically he's raising his aggro.
Yes, he's raising his aggro, and the fiercest champion is the one that is most likely being targeted by the boss when he makes attacks or counterattacks.
Yep.
So I'm going to make a melee attack with +1 dice.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of dice I get to roll is 3. Whenever you make an attack, you may take 1 damage to receive 1 die. Do you think that would be a good thing or a bad thing?
Up to you.
So it depends. So the thing is, the more dice you roll, the more hits you can obtain. But at the same time, you also increase the potential for the boss to make a counterattack. And we will see how that works in a moment when you decide. So
Sweet. So
for your first attack,
let's pretend you've never played this game before. Would 4 dice be a pretty decent number to roll?
So you for deciding that, you need to look at the stats of the boss, and he has a sturdiness value of 4, which means that we need to roll at least 4 hits to inflict a wound on him. And the 6-sided dice are made up of 2 phases each, with a single hit, a double hit, and a fumble. So with 4 dice, there's a relatively high chance that you will inflict at least 1 wound.
Now let's do it.
Okay, then
How do I get dice?
Just
click the 4.
you click on the 4. So you essentially on the die roller you adjust the number of dice, and then you roll them.
So
1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5.
Okay, so what you can see here, you rolled 5 hits in total and 1 fumble, which is a pretty good outcome because you only the boss will only make a counterattack when you roll 2 or more fumbles. So in this case, we were lucky to only roll 1.
Right.
And now you check your the amount of hits against the sturdiness level of the boss. And for each time you meet this value, you will inflict 1 wound. So for example, 4 hits would be 1 wound, and 8 hits would have been 2 wounds. And when you inflict a wound, you simply grab the topmost card from that malefactor's action deck and put it on the discard below.
Nice. Okay, now I get to do my next part. The malefactor suffers push 1, and you can move to a space in the area you push them into. Resolve this effect before your counterattack is generated. Double any falling damage you dealt to the malefactor caused by this push. I'm pushing him.
Yeah, so it was a good thing that you positioned yourself in the flanks, so you could push him down from this building.
It might surprise you, but I actually planned that.
Yeah, I have heard, and I was warned about your plans before. Okay, so when you're moving down on the edge of a building, or you are forced to move down by a push, for example, then you will incur falling damage, and you receive 2 damage per level that you are moving down. So when moving down from here to the ground level, you take 2 damage. And if you would fall down from the level 2, where the throne is positioned, to the ground level, then you would take 4 falling damage, 2 for each level you fall down. In this case, the card you played actually doubled the falling damage. So in this case, Minos is taking 4 falling damage. And 4 falling damage is enough to cause another wound to him. So grab the topmost card and discard it.
Oh, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good opening move for us.
Definitely. The sturdiness would reduce that damage, right? So like if he did only 2 damage, and his is 4, he wouldn't actually take a wound.
That's right. So if this would just be a push without this doubling of the falling damage, then he would be pushed down here, but he wouldn't take a wound because the amount of damage is below his sturdiness value. So you have to at least meet the sturdiness value to inflict a wound on the boss.
Cool.
Nice, Bairnt. Well done.
Woot woot. Bairnt wins. Woot woot.
Yeah, but he set the bar pretty high for us to follow his steps now, right?
I am a mercenary.
Did he though?
Derrick, if you can beat me, if you could do more than 2 damage this turn, I'd be very impressed.
It is well said. Well said. Is when he's pushed, because where he's facing is very important in this game. When he's pushed, can Bairnt determine what direction he's facing when he falls?
No, actually, the facing of the bosses does not change even when they move around. Only when instructed by their cards, they will change their facing to somewhere else.
Okay. All right.
So when he makes a counter attack, it might say something like face the fiercest champion or something, and then only then he will change his facing.
Does he turn to face you if you attack from behind, though? Is that the only exception?
Yes, that's an exception. So if you attack from behind, he will be aware of that, and he will turn around to face you after you make an attack from behind. So essentially, you're not able to like do 3 attacks in a row from his back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, who wants to? Well, is that so? Does
I'm
Bairnt
done.
keep having turns?
Yeah, you can go, Derrick. Go ahead.
No. I'm just asking if he keeps having turns. Like he can Bairnt do?
I could probably keep moving if I wanted to, but I don't have any other thing I want to do.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see any. I want to save whatever little precious.
I'm gonna go
box
last.
number
So
I got
you
here.
guys can.
Okay, so I will act then.
Okay.
Now. So what I will do is I will spend 1 Vigor to move 1, but because of my slide ability, I will be able to move another area. So I will move 1 here and then 2 up here.
Yep.
And then I will spend another Vigor to loot the Ark in this area.
Loot.
So I will put the Ark aside and grab the topmost card from the finding stack.
For a weapon, I'm going to probably go after some arcs.
Okay, so I found a miry sinkhole, and I can use this to manipulate the height level of the buildings on the board and let one sink into the ground by 1 level.
Okay. Oh,
So
and if he goes up and it sinks, he gets debilitated again. Nice.
Yes, so that's probably something I want to use when the boss is standing on a building. Okay, so does any one of you want to make a move, or should I continue and make an attack?
I can go. I'm just going to spend 2. Where am I? I'm here. I'm just going to spend. I'm actually going to spend 3. I think it's 3 vigor. So 1, 2, yeah, and 3 to get the arc. So I'll cut that down from 9 to 6, and I'll grab finding.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
Are we playing the same game? They're playing to get the treasure game. I was working on maybe winning.
I mean,
well, where you pushed him, you knocked him out of my range of usefulness. So I have to wait until he moves. I mean, it was a good hit. I ain't mad at it. So Waters of Styx. As a free action, discard this card to gain 2 Invigorate and grant +4 dice bonus on the next attack. Yeah, that'll work great for sneak attack when he comes around. I just need him to move.
Okay, so one more thing I want to mention is, besides Minos, there's also the throne here, and he's like magically connected to the throne, and the throne is also empowering him. So while Minos is our main objective to defeat him, it might still be beneficial to deal with the throne, because otherwise the throne will also play a role during each malefactor turn. So we might decide to not only attack Minos, but maybe do something about the throne and get the throne out of the way so it doesn't have beneficial effects on him.
Okay.
Which might make our lives easier, but we can also opt for focusing damage on the boss if that's our strategy.
Right.
But that's something we probably need to decide at least during the second round, how we want to deal with the situation here.
I mean, I could snipe it with this thing if you wanted. Use the heavy crossbow on the throne, if you guys want me to.
Sure. Go for it.
It depends if you want to do with the throne or just do with the boss.
Whatever feels good.
It's up to you. I can like 1 square from the throne, so I can just whack at the throne as long as you want me to from now on.
Okay, if you're gonna hit the throne, then I'll help out.
Sure.
So let's use the heavy crossbow. Free action, discard it, make a ranged attack with unlimited range by rolling a 6 dice attack roll.
Rock.
Do it.
Super smash. Here we go. Oh,
Steve, you're a rock star.
Wow.
1 damage.
Yep, 6 damage.
Okay, so that's 6 damage and only 1 fumble. So you can just discard 1 card,
Mm-hmm.
and that's already one of the 3 thrown cards being dealt with.
Yeah. A little bit of
Okay.
judgment.
So let's see if I can do something about the throne as well. Yeah, so I could go with a long shot. That lets me also make an attack with a few dice here, but I need to get in range first. So my range is 3, so I need to move down here, essentially where I started from, to get in range 3 of the throne, and that costs me 1 vigor again for 1 movement plus my slide ability, which lets me move another area. And then I will play the long shot. And the long shot says you make a ranged attack with a +1 die bonus for each area away that you are from your target. For each bonus die this attack received, you raise your marker by 1 position on the fierceness track. So essentially, since I'm attacking from maximum range 3 here, I will move straight to the top, but I'm on 2nd position already, so that doesn't change that much.
Okay.
And now I can make a roll with
3
6
plus 3.
dice,
Yeah.
because 3, I get 3 from my weapon and 3 more from the maneuver. So let's see if I can inflict a wound as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Oh,
Well done.
8.
You.
we had,
Nice.
Oh no, 1. It's only 1.
it's 1, yes. So
Yeah.
against Minos, this would have been 2 wounds, but since the throne has a sturdiness value of 6, this will just be 1 wound. And since we only rolled 1 fumble, no counterattack. So up to now, we're pretty lucky with our rolls.
And I
Yeah.
assume you're saying that you have to declare your target before you roll. You can't just do it after you roll your dice.
No, you declare your target beforehand, because you also need to check range and other restrictions.
Yep.
You haven't played a maneuver, Derek. Did you want to play a maneuver?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
I mean,
or
there's a chance I could try to hit the chair one more time. I'm not.
I think with a performance, you have a pretty good option here in your hand.
Yes, that was my plan. Hold, I was just reading. Give me a second. I'll get there. So my plan was, I was going to do performance. I was going to do my move, to come back down to stand where you are to do the performance on the throne. But do I? Well, I guess that only puts me 3 away. Sure. So I'll play performance.
But you need to move into position first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Sure.
Derek's cards must be in Latin.
1, 2.
And you need to take your vigor down by 2 for moving.
Yeah. Okay.
And then maybe you can read out what performance does, because it's a pretty specific skill.
Copy a maneuver of your choice that is on another champion's board or that belongs to a companion. We're not using companions, so that's fine. It will apply the same effects and generate the same fierceness. If the copied maneuver instructs you to make an attack, consider that you're using the weapon that belongs to the owner of the mover instead of your own. I'm an actrice, so I'm going to be using the archer's ability. So make with +1 die bonus for each area, and I'm using your weapon, so I'm rolling 6.
And you need to move up.
And I move full.
Yeah, but basically we just switch back our positions.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Derek.
if somebody's gonna screw this up, it's gonna be me. Let's do it.
Oh!
Oh wow!
2, 4, 6, 8. So the throne is dethroned.
That's amazing. I don't even have to go after it. You guys rock.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would say that were 3 pretty good rolls. So we were able to take out the throne without any counterattacks, which was pretty lucky.
Yeah.
We should have played on hard mode, guys.
Yeah, we can still switch. So
No.
Totally good.
so on hard mode, the throne would have had a sturdiness level of
Oh my
7.
gosh, man. That is-
So I think the first attack would not have been a success, but Derrick's and my rolls were generating enough hits to still inflict a wound, even on hard.
I gotta call this out. Matt's comment here. That throne could take a seat. I love it. Okay.
What are you gonna do, Steve?
Well,
Need
based
something
upon your guys
especially
doing
not
awesomeness, I am going to spend a vigor to move myself. Which one am I? I am.
How did you debilitate him? Oh, we're waiting to do that. That's
Yeah, I'm
right.
waiting to do that. I am this one here. I will
We
move-
can turn them sideways so you can see them more easily.
That works better. I'll move over here in the corner because I'm the healer. Okay, and then I'll do a free action. I'll do my Holy Sacrament. Once per turn as a free action, you may discard a maneuver card to make a ranged attack with a +1 dice bonus. Oh wait, yeah, I'm in 2 range. Perfect. So let me get rid of. Let's get rid of Sacred Vigil. Discard that one. So I'm rolling 4 dice against the boss.
This is gonna be great.
So here we go.
Do it, Steve. There you go.
Yo, there you go.
5. Oh,
One
that's
hit.
enough.
5.
That's
That's enough.
One damages.
Yeah. Pull it.
All right. And then is everyone good? Because I'm gonna play with command as my
Do
final
it.
thing.
Do it.
Okay. Play command is my last
Oh.
one. I move up 3 on the
Yeah.
ferocity track. So,
Fierceness.
1, 2, 3. I'm in the front. But
That's always good.
exactly, the heal's in front. It's fine. It's fine, guys. He's debilitated now.
Okay, so let me lay him down.
Maro has a question. Why their game is broken? I mean, shouldn't they boss counterattacks? Can I recall my game and get one of those? Yeah, we got really lucky.
This game is lulling us into a false sense of security.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. It's about to get bad. All right.
All right, so I think we are pretty much done, right? So
Yes.
essentially, our phase ends when every one of us announces that he doesn't want to take any more basic free actions or play any maneuvers. So I think we have reached this point right now. And now we will move on to the malefactor phase. And since we have debilitated him, he will skip his activation.
Boom.
And just
Question
stand.
before you proceed past that. When he skips his activation, is that a discard of the card from the top to the bottom saying that the ability is lost, or is it we just completely ignore that deck?
I think that you still pick the topmost card and put it underneath. So you shuffle to the next one, but maybe Mauro can answer that in the chat for us.
Okay. All right, continue.
Okay, so when putting him back up, he will then afterwards face the fiercest champion. So right now that is the devotee, so he doesn't need to change anything because he's already facing her.
He said put underneath. So
Yep, confirmation
would,
underneath.
Put that underneath. Yeah.
Okay, let's do
Awesome.
that real quick.
Okay.
And essentially, this was a pretty good play as well, because now we could just ignore what's on his action card. Otherwise, we probably should have taken a closer look at what he's doing when he activates, and then maybe position ourselves in a better way so that we can deal with what he's doing. So we already have an idea what he's doing for his action, but we don't have that for the counter attacks, because when he counter attacks, we will use the flip side of the card. So we don't know what the counter attack will be, but his actions are, we can anticipate them a little bit. Okay, so we essentially skipped his action, and the throne is dethroned already. So we now grab the topmost card of the event deck and then read out the instructions. So it says open the session. If the throne of Limbo has not yet been destroyed, Minos advances to it and sits on it. So he cannot do that, but there's an otherwise. Otherwise, he deals 2 damage to each champion, and this event ends. Store this card after its resolution. So we just put this card back in the box, or in this case, put it aside, and every one of us takes 2 damage.
1, 2.
Okay.
So we were lucky enough to not spend too much vigor during our caravan phase. So otherwise, this could have already led to a wound.
Okay.
All right, and now we move to the caravan phase again. So
is that a preset deck? Sorry.
Yes, this event deck is preset, and it's events that's happening and that might change stuff on the board or introduce new characters onto the board or do something else. So this would be instructed in the transitioning phase on the setup for this for this confrontation. You will be instructed to place this. And in the game, as you can see here on the top right, there is one of the circle boxes displayed. So essentially how it works in the physical copy of the game, you have certain components that are generic that you use for basically every circle. But all the circle specific components, like for example, Minos attack deck, these event cards, the status card, and other chapter-specific items are stored in these circle boxes. And you essentially pull them from the box when you play a certain circle. And afterwards, you put the circle-specific cards back into the box.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the caravan phase. And we start with the 3 preliminary steps, which starts with the cleanup phase, the cleanup steps. So we will discard the played maneuver cards from our champion boards, place them on the right.
Ah! Sorry, I'm not very good at Tabletop Simulator.
It will reappear. Nothing is lost on Tabletop Simulator.
Except for my dignity.
Yeah. Even Tabletop Simulator scripting cannot save that. Sorry about it.
Man, Andreas is on fire tonight.
Oh, that was good.
The opportunity was too good to. All right, so moving on to the next step, which is the rebuild step. During the rebuild step, we will fill up our hands to 4 cards again.
Okay.
And I think right now everyone still has enough cards to do so. And then we have the preparation step where we will discard 1 more maneuver token, warm-up token, sorry. And also invigorate 3. So our natural regeneration kicks in.
Okay. Marcio Andreas is a great teacher and even better joker. Yes, he is. Oh, too good. Too good.
All right, with the preparation steps done, it's now back to us, and we can take actions.
Bairnt, you got another plan? Sounds like you have another plan.
I always have a plan, but I just want to see if you got something planned.
What do you need to do, Derrick, for your stuff?
I need to get to the side or behind him with as much vigor as I can have. Then I will unload on him.
Okay.
But the thing is, he's far away.
I can make him move towards me. Is that useful?
Could, the pillar's in the way is the problem. I can get on the side on him.
I can get rid of that pillar. You want me to get rid of that pillar?
So you get rid of the pillar. You make him move 1 up.
He can totally move that way. So the pillar is not keeping him from moving.
I just need to
way.
be behind him. Is the thing.
Oh, you need to be okay.
I could also have him move up here if you prefer.
The stairs are in the way.
You can stand the stairs.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Tell me what you're thinking.
It depends on
Bairnt.
Do you want to get rid of the furniture or not, Bairnt?
I mean, if you can put them on the stairs, I can do something else.
Okay, we can do that then.
Can I throw this?
The throne.
The throne. Hulk smash.
Well,
There.
it does say heavy throw. There must be furniture in the area. Throw furniture in this area at the malefactor up to 2 areas away, dealing 5 damage to them. And if you're above the target, your throw deals 2 additional damage. Thrown arcs are destroyed. Thrown pillars or tornadoes are repositioned. The first collapsed. The malefactor's area. The limbo thrown shoves any malefactor it hits.
Yeah.
So I could throw this thing, hit him, and move him up 1 space to here, right?
Oh, sure.
Exactly, but there's also a pillar in the back of him.
Well, then
If you
maybe
do
he'll
that.
just hit the pillar too and take damage from that, right? Right?
Yeah. Thrown, more like
Unfortunately,
thrown.
Well, I mean, to me, it sounds like a great plan to just pick up the chair and bash him over the head
Yeah,
with it.
totally
I'm
do
not
it.
mad.
Oh, wait a minute. I think when we actually defeated the throne, we should have taken away the throne itself.
Oh, okay.
But maybe Mauro can clarify that in the chat. If after we removed all 3 action cards for the throne, if we need to remove the throne standee as well.
And then the question I have, if that's true, is could Bairnt have thrown the throne, and it and Minos take damage?
The throne would not take damage when you throw it.
Okay.
Only the target of the throw.
Okay,
So it lands on Minos, and that will cushion the fall for the throne, but not for Minos, obviously.
Okay.
Mauro says he was quiet, waiting for you guys to throw a ghost throne. So yes, the throne's not there.
It's spinning though. That's pretty awesome.
Nice. So
That's what ghost thrones do, right?
That's true.
If it weren't destroyed, you would be able to throw it. So.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay, well that makes me sad. Okay, that was
You
one
want to
of
throw
my
something
plans.
else?
Well, not if you're going to move him here. If you're going to move him here, I can do a whole bunch of other stuff after Derrick goes.
Okay. So I think the first thing I'll do though, because I have a ranged weapon, and this is going to put him in my spot. I'd rather use my ranged attack now because I believe ranged attack can only be done at range and not in your same spot.
That's correct.
Okay.
So when you're making a ranged attack, you may not be in the same space or in the same area as the bosses.
Okay. Cool.
I'm waiting for something to happen because this was something that we ran into that I'm curious how it procs. So go ahead, do what you're doing.
All right, I'm going to discard a card, and I'm going to do my Holy Sacrament. So give me 4 dice attacking Boss Man. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
No. Okay, I'm okay with that. That's one hit.
damage. Yeah.
So far, so good with counterattacks. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 2 Vigor to move here. And then I'm going to play my first card here. I'm going to play Compel.
Okay.
You receive Invigorate 2, which means I go up on my Vigor. 1, 2.
Okay.
And a malefactor of your choice at any range moves 2 approaching me. So, come at me, brah. 1, 2.
Did you raise yourself on the fierce track?
I have not.
Oh, you're already at the front. I'm
already in front, so it doesn't really make a difference. But yes, I would have to do that. And then you or another champion that is up to 2 areas away receives +1 die bonus for their next attack against a malefactor this turn. Derrick, have some fun with that one.
Thank you.
Oh,
And this
good question.
would
Do I get
now
prayer?
also trigger your passive, and you generate 1 faith.
Yeah, I got faith. Sweet. Okay, perfect.
You got faith.
Way to go, George Michael.
Hey, yeah. All right, so let's see. Okay, so
Monroe. Andreas, please check the back of the cards and sort of think there aren't counterattacks in the game.
Oh, it's coming up. I'm about to roll some dice. So
And that's why I'm making sure I don't go down there yet until after you're done.
Yep, I'm gonna do a flourish.
Okay.
So flourish, I will move up 1 on the track, so I'll go back to the front because if this is gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me. I'm going to move 1 with climb, but call the stairs if you want, if that'll make you happy, but that's where I'm going. Then I'm going to, you make a melee attack if you move between levels when performing the previous move. Oh, shoot. Sugar. Let me spend one vigor to move before I do that, and then I'll play the to move here. Then I'll play the card. Is it one?
I think you need to move two up here.
Two. Yep. Two. So I'll spend the 2 vigor to move up, and then I'll play the card to move 1, which lets me change levels.
That's a flourish. Run by him, then do backflip.
Parkour. All right. So, if you move between levels when performing the previous move, this attack receives +2 dice, and I get backstab, which gives me +1 die.
And you get +1 more from the compel that.
And I get
Steve
+1 more from the compels.
And
so I'm rolling 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm rolling 7 dice.
No, that's difficult.
No.
Yeah. Sorry.
No?
I thought I'd give you another build. You're good.
Okay. Should I go for broke? No. No, here we go. All right. 7 is guaranteed to have him react. Let's do it.
Yep.
There it is.
Whoa,
All
good
right,
roll.
so walk us through it, Andreas. What happens?
Okay, so first time we actually rolled a counterattack this time. And the way it works is that you will always carry out the counterattack first if you roll 2 or more fumbles. And the way it works is 2 fumbles will trigger the counterattack, and every additional fumble that you roll will increase the strength of the counterattack. So the way it works is I grab the topmost card from here, and this will determine the counterattack. And if some of the instructions says something about base damage, then that base damage will be increased by the number of additional fumbles you rolled beyond 2.
Okay.
But in this case, we only have 2 fumbles, so we will only have to apply the base damage.
All right. So the closest champion is both of us, but I have the highest fierce, so it's me. So he doesn't move, I assume.
He doesn't move, right? Because he's already in the same area as the closest champion.
Yep. So then,
if there are so if there are champions in this area, he will deal 3 base damage to the fiercest among them,
which is me. So I'm going to take my first damage because I go to 0.
Yes, you go to 0, and that means you need to draw 1 wound card from the wound deck now.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, that's no good.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, and then let's check what else. That champion suffers push 1.
Okay. So, boom.
No, that's me.
Oh, sorry, that's you. I go back up.
Okay, so now we have a question for Mauro again. In this case, where you're on the stairs, if he pushes you, will he push you up the building or will he push you into the building?
Let's go up.
Well, if he pushes me into the building, that makes sense. But I'm curious to see if all my attacks are negated. So that's why I'm waiting to see what happens at the end of this. Up. Maru says up.
Okay, so that concludes the counter attack, and now you would check if you rolled enough hits to also inflict a wound upon the boss.
So 9.
In case we wouldn't have rolled enough hits, so let's assume we only rolled 3 hits here, maybe. Then you would take this card you used as a counter attack, flip it over to the action side, and put it underneath the boss deck again.
Okay.
But since we rolled enough hits to inflict wounds, we will discard as many cards as we inflicted wounds now.
So just 2.
In this case, the one we used for the counter attack, and then another one for the additional 4 or more hits that you roll.
Okay, so no matter what, the attack goes through unless something specifically says it doesn't. All right, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but what could happen is that you have, for example, and you also have 1 move left from your flourish, and that's where I can point this out. So it might happen that due to an attack, something happens that prevents you from doing something that is in a later step on your maneuver card. So that can totally happen. That, for example, because of the counter attack, the boss moves out of range, and then you cannot perform the last effect of your card, maybe.
And because I'm wounded, does that shift my fierceness number?
Yes, exactly. So that's what we forgot here. When you receive a wound, you will move to the lowest position on the fierceness track.
Okay. And I just read Mara's message where he
Yeah,
said,
and you can place wounds also in slots that are occupied still with warm up tokens. So
Yeah.
you still have your second slot available for this round. But this slot that has the wound in it is now essentially blocked until we find a way to remove this wound. And also it has a side effect that says limping. You now need to take 2 damage to take basic action move 1. So essentially, this limits your maneuverability on the board.
It's brutal.
when I go to 0 and I gain a wound, do I stay at 0 or do I gain some vigor back?
You stay at 0 unless you spend a willpower token. So I didn't talk about that before. Maybe now is a good time to introduce the effects of the resource tokens that they have during the confrontation. So when we played the ordeals during the Chronicle phase, I mentioned that we have to make a decision there if we want to spend the resources on succeeding with the ordeal, or we can save them up for the confrontation phase because they also have an effect here. So what the token do is aggressiveness will you can use them as a free action, discard one of them, and the next attack will get a +2 die bonus and precision as a keyword. Okay. And we will probably learn about precision, what it does when we encounter a maneuver that applies it, or when we use a aggressiveness token. Prowess lets you, as a free action, lets you play a maneuver card on top of an already occupied slot on your champion board. So it's essentially the same as the improvise that the artist has as an ability, but without the attached cost.
Oh, okay.
And then there's willpower. You can use willpower as a reaction whenever you receive a wound, and this will invigorate you by 6. So we could spend a willpower now to get you up to 6 vigor again.
Up to the team.
Which is probably a good idea in this situation.
Yep, I think so. Let's do it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I will flip the token here to indicate that we spent 1, and you go up to 6, and you still have the 1 move from your flourish maneuver.
Yes, and I'm not done with him yet.
And because you attacked him from behind, he will also turn around.
Yeah, I'm about to do that again. Let's see. All right. So I have 1 move left. So I'm going to move, because you turned around every now and then. I'm going to hop right behind you again.
Yeah.
And
so in case you are in a situation, maybe, so you attacked him, let's assume you would have stayed here in this position, and he turned around. You can also spend 1 movement to move within the area you are in. So you do not need to take 2 movement to like move in an adjacent area and then move back here to get into his back.
Right.
You can spend 1 movement to reposition yourself to a free space within the same area.
Board Game Officer has a comment here. Says the artist needs to move to the bottom of the fierceness track.
I am. I'm at the bottom of the fierceness track. I did.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Did I miss something?
No.
Nope, you're good.
You're good.
Get him again, Derrick.
All right, so I'm not dead yet. Let's go ahead and twin strike him. Move me 1, 2, and I'm behind him. So it says restriction: you cannot be attacking your target's front. Sure enough, I'm not. You make a melee attack, add +2 dice. Plus, I'm behind him, which is the +1. So that's 6. And I'm assuming that does his ability kick for the entire round or just for 1 turn?
No, it's just
next attack.
For the next attack.
Okay, so I'm at 6. YOLO! Boop.
Do it, Derrick. Look at all those fumbles.
Okay,
so he's going to react. So let's go ahead and
Yes.
flip. Arcing Spin. Deal 2 basic damage to each champion in this area.
Oh boy.
This counterattack deals 2 additional damage to each of the targets for each champion or pillar he is holding. He's not holding any, so we're just going to take 2.
Yep.
If this counterattack did not hit any champions, otherwise move 1, distancing from the attacking champion. So I'll take the 2. And then he's going to move 1.
Yes,
So
and
he can
also he would face you.
Yeah.
So in this case, we can move him in any orthogonally adjacent.
Bairnt, where do you want to?
It's up to the ranger. What does the ranger want to do?
So I can make ranged attacks. So for me, it doesn't really matter that much. Yep.
Do it.
Right,
I'm going
so
last this time, guys. So
he's coming up to you, and I'm assuming so I don't hit him this time.
Oh, you hit him. That happens simultaneously. The attack and the counter attack.
Okay, so I hit. So then the one that he reacted with will fall down. Okay.
Yes, right.
All right. Cool.
It's just that if you had other things on your card, they might not trigger. But your attack was
Yes. So essentially, you carry out on the maneuver cards. Maybe you can pull up the flourish again as an example. The one left to the one you are showing right now.
Yep.
Maybe see if you can zoom in on that. So as you can see, the effects on the cards are divided into multiple steps sometimes, and you carry them out step by step. And the step that causes the attack will be resolved, and also the counter attack. And only after the counter attack and the attack is resolved, you will then move on to the next number. So it might happen that the next number has an effect that you cannot carry out because the malefactor moved away, for example.
Okay. That is basically me. I am done. I attacked him twice. I'm good.
Go ahead.
And did the both of you take the 2 damage?
Yes, I took it. I went from 6 to 4.
Yep, I took it too.
And okay.
now I've got a question for you. Do a lot of his counterattacks attack the person that's in the front, like at the front of the line?
Yeah, so usually the actions and also counterattacks favor the fiercest champion, but sometimes it can also hit closest or the champions where he's already standing.
Okay.
So for example, with the arcing spin, as you have seen, he will react within the same zone where he's attacked.
All right, I'm going to
And
go
hit
next.
everyone there.
That's okay.
He began with 25, but he got an extra card, Brian, because we pulled something from our.
I wouldn't mind
terrible
going next,
what?
if that's okay.
Okay.
Because I can attack the... Wait, where is he? The boss? Oh, he's up there. Okay, cool. Because I have this really nice Punish the Wicked card. This maneuver can only target a malefactor that has counterattacked this round, which is now true.
Do it.
So let's do it. So I'll play this one.
Okay.
I can make a range attack with +3 dice bonus. My ferocity goes up. I'm actually in front, so it's fine.
That's sweet. He's going to hit you.
I got 6 dice.
We've seen that go. That seems very good most of the time.
Let's do 6. Here we go.
Yeah.
Good work, Steve.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Very
9.
nice.
Oh, I hit him twice.
Yes, you did.
Pull.
No counter. So 1.
Oh, there's that judgment.
that.
There's that judgment. Get rid of it.
Boom.
Boom.
Nice.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else, Steve?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to provoke him. I received 3 Invigorate, which is fantastic. And now I'm going to hit him real good.
And you need to move up to the fiercest
to the top
position.
That's where I want to go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. At top. That's where I want to be. On top. All right. Let's see here. Then I get to roll 2 dice.
You don't attack him with that card.
Why not?
Because it says the next attack you make.
Okay, fantastic. Somebody else go.
Okay.
Well, hit him.
it could be you. So I would let you attack now, because otherwise, when I attack him now, he might move, and
Right.
then you probably need to
Yeah.
spend Vigor to move
Yeah.
to reach him again.
That one right
Okay.
there.
You know what? I want to use this one then. That'd be
Oh,
fantastic.
go for it.
I'm
'Cause the
rolling
other-
like 9,000 dice. Are you ready?
Wow.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
I'm gonna play this one next. This one
Drop 3.
drop 3 on me on the thingamabobber here.
Yeah, yeah.
See if I can do it here. If I'm talented enough with my maneuvering ability. Nope, somebody else do it. I suck. Okay.
1,
Push the button.
1, 2, 3.
Yep,
That
Okay.
gives me
times.
3 dice.
Yep, 3 dice.
4, 5 dice. 6, 7, 8 dice.
Woo!
8 dice?
Ready?
Oh, right. Because
And you can also take 1 damage to add 1 more if you
You
Make
bet
it
I
9.
am.
Do
I'm
it.
going to 9.
Do it.
9 dice. 9 dice. Hit that
You
button.
ready?
Hit that
That's a
beautiful
canvas
beam
slam.
footage.
This is what's going to be amazing. Ready? Pow. Boom.
Oh, counter.
All right.
Yep.
That's okay.
Nice. Countering with tackle. So the closest champion is you at any range. If there
yeah.
are champions in your area, deal 3 base damage to the fiercest among them. So which is you.
Yep.
So you take 3.
Then he's going to push you for 1. Bye. He's gonna do to you what you did to him.
It's fantastic. Okay.
All right, and so you're gonna
Wait,
get.
turn it back. I got questions.
Yep, bring it back.
All right, now I'm going to use my shield. When you're about to take damage from a malefactor's action or counterattack, or when you are about to be held, discard this card to block all the damage you would take. If you're going to be held, you're not. Now, my only question for that, does that prevent me from being pushed since I'm not taking damage?
Good question.
No, because the push is another effect on the card.
I
So-
was like 95% sure you were going to say that, and it was going to make me so sad.
But maybe Mauro can confirm this in the chat.
Oh no, I
if
feel that's
correct.
going to be the deal. All right, so how much damage am I taking?
3.
Just I take 3 and then get pushed for 2, right?
Yes.
confirmed,
Yeah,
it
push
does
1.
not.
Yeah, push for 1.
When I get pushed, do I just get to go anywhere in any one of these squares?
In any of the free spaces in that
Nice.
area you push into, and you take 2 falling damage.
So I take 5 total.
Yep,
Yeah.
total.
Yes.
That's fine.
But the hit goes off simultaneously. You said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I still do 2
4,
damage,
6,
which
8.
it-
Yeah, 2 damage.
is a pretty.
Yeah. So
whoopee-
the push would only happen after.
After all, okay. All right. Well,
Here.
we're about middle of the road on them. We're doing all right.
And now you're below 8. So you should take a look at your battle breath.
well, oh, I get 1 invigorate. Nice. Now the sad thing is, I want him to attack me, but it's not going to happen. Done.
Nice. Good turn.
All
Could've
right.
been better.
So I have still some options here. Where
Could've
is
been
Mino
better.
standing right now? Okay, he's standing up there.
I won't.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. Board Game Officer's got a pretty good plan here. Could I have been pushed up, or does that have to be pushed away from where I am?
It's where you are, where you're
It's
facing.
it's in to the back of that space where you are right now.
That's what I figured. Oh well, sad city.
And when you push, you will push into the direction that is facing the center
And
space.
that only makes about 100% sense.
Okay, so let me take a move then. I will first move into this area, or I will move into this area over here.
Is that
because
2 vigor?
With my slide ability, it only takes me
1.
1 vigor to move 2.
Okay.
And then I will spend another vigor to climb on top of the pillar here.
Yeah, sniper.
And now I set myself up for a clear shot. Okay,
Are you
so
above him?
Yes,
Get
I'm
too high.
above him now because I'm on level 2. So this is a level 2 pillar and he's on level 1.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
So the pillars in front here are level 1 pillars. They count as elevation level 1, and the level 2 pillars are elevation level 2.
Okay.
Okay, and the clear shot grants
I
me a
gotta-
+2 die bonus.
Did you move up in
And
fierceness
and
already?
also I will activate the guerrilla tactics. That's also why I move 2 spaces or 2 areas, because then I will get the extra bonus die. And I need to move my fierceness up by 1, unless someone did that already.
No, I can do it. Done.
Okay, so that's 3 base dice for my weapon, +2 for the clear shot, and +1 for the guerrilla tactics. So that brings me up to 6 die. And let's see.
Uh-oh.
But it's still a wound. So we now have a So okay,
Now,
let's
before
check
that
what we
happens,
get
can you
here.
choose to reroll dice with your longbow?
I can, so I could technically re-roll one of the fumbles, but it would still result in a counter attack.
That's true.
But it could reduce the amount of damage this causes. But
Okay.
I already made my move now, so
Yeah.
I kind of wasted my opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Okay, so arcing spin again. Deal 2 base damage to each champion in this area. I think there is no one in this area, so we are lucky. Otherwise, move 1 distancing from the attacking champion.
Wait, it says do heavyweight, right? This counterattack did not hit any champions before.
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Heavyweight?
you're right. So heavyweight is a basic action that he does that is on his status card. So in this case, that means Minos restores 1. Then if there's a pillar on the board, he advances to the area with the farthest among them and holds it.
What's
Okay,
farthest
so-
among them?
So
Okay.
the pillar that's farthest from him. So one of
Can you do me a favor? Is it possible to do this? Choose this pillar right here.
sure.
And could he move down here and then go this way, or does he have to go down the stairs?
He does not have to, so it's the same.
You should
But,
move him this way.
Yeah, I know you have a plan, right?
You know my plan. I love it. See, look at that. See,
so
we
the-
got plans.
Okay, but first we need to
Yeah,
restore. So
yeah.
what happens when we restore is no, not that one. We need to do the heavyweight, the restore first. So a restore means that we take the topmost card from his discarded cards and put it underneath his action deck. So I will do that now.
Okay.
And then, since I was able to also inflict a wound, we will then later on discard this card. But first, he advances to the area, right? So for the heavyweight, so he moves 1, and then Bairnt, now you can do your reaction.
That's right. Sentinel. Whenever a malefactor comes in the area you're in, you may discard a maneuver card to perform a melee attack with +2 dice bonus and precision against them. Boom.
What's precision?
Okay, so precision is a keyword that essentially, when you would make an attack, you do not roll the attack dice, but you assume that every die that you would roll
He's saying that doesn't happen.
He says he
Mars
jumps
says
and there's no reaction.
He jumps. He doesn't walk. He jumps.
Yeah. He jumps straight to that spot, I guess.
Oh, no.
To walk by you.
Mau spoiling our fun here.
Yeah.
Can you tell him to go home? Okay, never
Yeah,
mind. Let him walk here.
No, okay, so he advances, which means that he.
Oh, I see. He jumps all the way to that pillar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and then he will hold this one. So we will put it next to a status card to indicate that he's holding this. And Minos, since he's very bulky and powerful, he can hold up to 2 objects at the same time. And when he's holding stuff, that's basically when the trouble for us starts, because that will usually increase the damage he's dealing, or he will use the pillars as makeshift weapons and stuff like that. Okay, so we did that, and now on the arcing spin, he still has the move 1 distancing from the attacking champion.
Does he do that though?
Why?
Because he did
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, he does if this, otherwise, right? He did
Otherwise,
if.
this.
Oh, it's the otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay,
So
so then he stays there and grabs his pillar.
And then
And
this
now,
gets
since
discarded.
I inflicted enough damage to, we
So we
will
kind of-
discard this.
we kind
Okay,
of broke
so
even.
and I have one more slot available.
Why don't you shoot him again so we can grab another pillar?
Jeez.
Okay, so I think I will go for nest this time. Or no, I will probably not do it because it will be. I would have to make another attack, but I cannot do that right now.
Power shot seems to be your best friend. Or
I would have gone for the pin down, but there's no furniture in the
yeah.
area, so I will.
Oh, good question. The question I had for exactly this item. Can you say you don't want to play another card, or do you have to?
No, I don't have to, and sometimes it might also be a good idea to not play more cards. For example, if you're pretty low on Vigor already, you might want to not provoke any more counter attacks, and that's probably the time where you're looking at the top card of the action deck to check what it will do. And
what is he gonna do?
Maybe it's a good time to do that now, to check what would happen if we don't do anything and he would do the haul.
Of course, Bairnt likes that. It's coming out the healer.
Not me.
Oh my gosh.
I tried to be me, but then it didn't be me.
Gosh, that guy is. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
I have faith in you, Steve.
Okay.
Who is he gonna hit?
Steve.
Me.
No, he's gonna grab you. Who is he going to hit?
He's advancing to the fiercest champion, which would be Steve.
Yeah.
Then he would hold Steve as well as the pillar.
Turn to the farthest.
Which where is Steve? Which then would be Bairnt.
Bairnt.
Yep.
And then body slam. Oof.
I am prepared.
All right.
Yeah, but I can still play a card and get rid of this.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Well,
yeah,
he can attack. He can attack.
I still have a slot. So this was just a bonus on my next attack. So otherwise I would have played this, but I can play the power shot and make myself the center of attention by moving up 3 on the fierceness track. And I need to discard one of my cards to be able to play this. So I will discard.
You moved up.
Nest.
Oh, you moved up right to the front. Okay.
Yes, and now I will make an attack with a +4 die bonus. So I'm at 7 dice.
Wow. Uh-oh. Oh no!
Oh no! Do you want to reroll?
It's probably not going to save him.
No.
Oh, it will only reduce the base damage by 1 if I do, and I'm not in a position where I can inflict another wound. So I think in this case I will, since I'm down to 5 vigor already. I think I won't do the reroll.
Sure.
And just face the fact that this base damage will be increased by 1 more. So let's.
This is gonna
see
chase. All right, let's do it.
Okay, so if Minos is holding any champions, he's not. Otherwise, advance to the area with the attacking champion.
So he goes in
Okay,
your...
so now something pretty interesting will happen because I'm on top of the pillar. So he cannot grab me, but instead he will grab the pillar and I will fall down to the ground.
Will you take 4 damage for that?
I will take 4 falling damage. Absolutely.
You can go ahead and grab it.
Why did you grab the pillar? I'm not following why he does that.
Because he can't grab him, it's too high up.
Yeah. So when I'm standing on a pillar, or someone of you as well, and Minos moves to that area and tries to attack, he will not be able to attack that hero because essentially he's not in that area. So instead he will grab or hit the pillar that the hero is standing on.
So the
Okay.
hold the fiercest champion in this area because there's no target. He just grabs a pillar instead.
Exactly. So he tries to grab me, but I'm standing on the pillar, so he grabs the pillar instead, and I take 4 falling damage because I'm falling down from board level 2 to the ground here.
But then you also take 3 base damage as well?
No.
He just takes the falling damage.
No,
because he
can't
didn't actually
hold-
grab you. Okay. I follow.
Yeah. And then after that's resolved, he did 4 damage, so that card goes to the discard pile.
Yep.
Yeah, since I inflicted a wound, this goes to the discard pile.
Yeah.
Good job, team. We only have one broken leg.
One broken leg and an outlaw that
but
is
a scratch.
that,
you're getting
that is
wailed
about
on
to
too. Oh,
about
no.
to get a wound as well.
Yeah. All right. So what's he gonna do if we're done? He's not holding a champion. Advance.
Okay, so he's staying in this area because I'm the fiercest champion.
Mm-hmm.
Then he will grab me and deal damage to me.
No, he won't.
He's got 2 things in his hand, right?
Yeah, but he will drop. So whenever he tries to grab something and he already has 2 things, as you can see on his card, he will then release one of the objects he's holding.
Oh, I see the clarification. Yeah, you're going to take 4 damage. Yep. All right. Are we done, basically? I think we're all tapped, right?
Yeah, he's doing this right now.
Oh yeah. He's going to go off unless somebody wants to. Unless in theory we could use this token for somebody to play a card on top of one, right?
No.
I mean,
You
could
do
it too without.
You could pass on the retractable shield to me to stop that from happening. What is about to happen? But we can also.
Could, but is this a co-op game or semi-co-op?
Look, trance.
I think we are fine if I take the wound.
Yeah.
So
I think you'll be okay. I have faith in you.
Yeah. I mean, I deserve it after what I've done to him, right?
Hold on.
And I think essentially I attacked him from the back, so he probably needs to be facing me anyway. Since I attacked from behind, we missed that. Okay, we are done. Then let's move on to the malefactor.
So he'll drop a pillar.
If Minos is holding a champion, that doesn't happen. Minos advanced to the area with the fiercest champion. He is already in there, so that's done. Then number 2, hold the fiercest champion in this area, dealing 4 damage to them.
When he drops a pillar, does it go back on the board or is it destroyed?
I think he will release it and then it will stand upright, but maybe Mauro can clarify that.
It says their pillars collapse when they are released, so you collapse them.
Oh, it doesn't say that they are collapsed? Okay, then we need to put it down as collapsed. I will show you how that works in a moment, but first of all, he grabs me and then he will release one of the pillars. And when a pillar is collapsed, you essentially need to put it down sideways. And level 2 pillars essentially block 2 spaces, and level 1 pillars block 1 space in that area.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I move through that still, but I just can't stand on it, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so, and you're going to take 4 damage.
And I take 4 damage, but I only have 1 vigor left, so I take 1 damage, and then I think I get a special wound here, right?
No. This is just 4 damage. You don't get the back break.
Not yet.
Nope.
Don't worry, you'll get it soon.
Okay, I will grab my wound here, and it's bruised shoulder. And what else happens?
That's it for him.
Yay!
So now we'll go to the bottom of the pile.
Yep, that's it.
And I am inclined to use the willpower token again
Yeah.
to bring myself up to 6 Vigor again. So because he's holding me, so potentially he will also
Yeah. Do
hurt
it.
me next round. So might be
it.
good if I have a little bit of Vigor.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we are out of willpower.
And then the minus.
Willpower is sweetness. We got to keep getting.
Oh,
by
is there
that.
only 2 minus cards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and read it.
The champion who has the least wounds or sin cards on their board suffers polymorph. If 2 or more champions are tied, the least fierce amongst them suffers this effect. The least fierce is Bairnt.
Nope. Hold on a second.
Let's see. It suffers. Details of this transformation are found in keyword section of the Book of Commandments. And then, so hold on a second. What you got?
It's the champion who has the least wounds.
Keep reading.
Suffers polymorph. If 2 or more champions are tied, they're not tied. You've got 4.
We have no wounds, the 2 of us. You're the least fierce because you're the lowest on the track up here.
Oh, I thought they were talking about the vigor stuff.
Nope.
Shame. So it says so you'll suffer polymorph. What does polymorph mean before we read on?
Okay, so polymorph will polymorph the targeted champion into a capybara. And
I'm gonna
so
go get stepped on.
Oh, he's so cute.
we need to replace. You can replace yourself on the board with a capybara standee.
That's amazing.
Oh, amazing. All right.
And then you will also grab the capybara card. You can put that on top of your own card.
Oh, is this where I get the attack where I can do 10 damage?
Yes.
And then you will discard all your champion's maneuver cards, put them aside for a moment, and then you grab the.
You actually have action cards as. I love this game. All right, I'm sold.
And then you grab 4 cards.
What do these say?
So,
like squeal in fear? What?
This is amazing.
All right, so when you are polymorphed into a capybara, there are 2 ways how you can get out of that state again, if you want to. The first one is when you obtain a wound, then you will be go back to your original form. And also when you receive a restore effect, which is essentially the effect that heals wounds. Then you can also transition back to your normal state.
Okay, so there's a problem. I probably should have listened to what you said. What did you say?
So there are 2 options how you can get rid of this polymorph state.
Okay.
Either when you take a wound or
Okay.
when you receive a restore action from some source.
From this guy over here.
For example, if he accumulates 4 faith, then he can do restore on you.
Hey, Steve, I got a plan.
Okay.
Nope.
And one more thing
Figure it
to
out.
keep in mind, when you are polymorphed into the capybara, you cannot make basic actions, so you cannot interact with furniture, you cannot move on your own with the basic actions, only with movements on the maneuver cards.
Nice.
Incredible. I love it.
I'm good.
Okay, so that
Is he still
was
wielding his
step
sword
1,
then?
right? No, he will. We will assume that he is biting, and he has a jaw power of 3.
Aw.
I get a power of 3.
I wish
Yeah,
I had a
it's like
sword.
hard-
That'd be amazing.
It also says so in the restriction section of the card.
Yeah. So then we read entry the Black Widow on page 26 in the Confrontation book.
Let's go to page 26.
Y'all don't realize you just made this game fun like 10 billion%. Just with the capybara. This is incredible. 26, Black Widow, sorry. Cordiality gives way to blood as you realize that the judge of hell does not intend to do his duty. To the poet's surprise, such a transgression yields no immediate punishment from either side, heaven or hell. Does the Almighty look the other way? Or worse, does the devil? Even though the once king proves to be an excellent warrior, the numbers are in your favor, for you are not mere recruits either. It is at this moment that the cunning woman steps out of the shadows and joins the fight. Her eyes glitter like twin thunderbolts, crackling with supernatural power. Husband, she shouts as she floats a foot off the ground. Her hair waves as if she is a storm personified. Allow me to remove such scum from our manor, for I cannot bear to sit still while they attempt to harm your majesty. Truth be told, you did not expect to face a sorceress. The Queen of Crete has joined the fight. Shuffled that's not, there's no N, Pasiphae action cards and place them with action face up in the third slot of the confrontation tray. So she will appear in A2. She has a model. And if the caravan has the imposter exposed discovery card, we do not. So let's all just... Otherwise, nothing special happens and you must continue the confrontation. So she has a new set of nasty actions, and she is there.
Yeah, and then we are done with this event card, so we put it aside.
Okay. And that ends that.
That ends that, and now we are moving back to the prep steps at the beginning of the caravan phase, where we will discard our played maneuver cards.
Yeah, draw up to 4.
Draw up to 4, which should not be possible right now, and then I will explain.
I was able to draw 4.
I cannot.
Yeah,
so
but Steve and I weren't.
Okay.
So let me quickly explain what happens when you run out of cards in your draw pile. So the moment you run out of cards in your draw pile and you need to draw one more card, that's when you rebuild your deck. So you essentially grab the discard and shuffle it as a new draw pile. But at the same time, you also need to draw a sin card and put that in your hand. So simply grab the topmost card and put that in your hand. And if you are done with drawing up to 4 cards, including the sin card you have drawn, then you stop drawing. But in your case, you need to draw one more card from your draw deck.
Yep.
And let's talk about the sin cards for a moment. So the sin cards are like you can deal with them in different ways, and they can be used to our advantage, but they can also be dealt with, and then we can get rid of the sin. So the most basic and obvious way to deal with them is simply leave them in your hand. But the downside of that obviously is that they block one of your hand card slots, and you're only down to 3 possible maneuver cards. When you receive your first sin card, that doesn't pose that much of a problem because you still have 3 maneuver cards in your hand to play. But as soon as you get your second sin card, that's probably not a good idea anymore to keep them in your hand. So when you want to deal with them, there are 2 possible ways how to deal with a sin. You can either resist the sin or yield to the sin. When you yield to the sin, this is attached to a powerful effect that you can play this card for. In this case, it's a reaction that we can play. But the downside is the yielded sin will remain on your board, and it will block a slot on your board just like the wound cards do. And also yielded sin will count towards the losing condition of having 3 condition cards on your champion board. On the other hand, if you want to resist the card, maybe Steve, you can bring up the card and show the resist side of the card.
Mm-hmm.
When you zoom in with Alt, you need to do that when you're in Alt zoom. You need to turn the card. Press Alt and then do the rotation while you're in Alt mode.
Oh, sure.
Otherwise, it will always show the yield side. Yeah. And when you resist, essentially there's a restriction, so something that you need to do. So in this case, with the one that you are showing, you can only resist to this card if you have not performed maneuvers that round, and then you essentially skip your turn, so you cannot perform maneuvers during that turn. But that lets you get rid of that card, so you can remove it from your hand and put it on the discard or underneath the sin deck. And the card is gone, and it doesn't block any spaces on your champion board. Okay. And also, it lets you move down 3 on the fiercest track, as you can see. So that's the 3 ways how to deal with sin cards. Either keep them in your hand as long as this is viable, and then you can either yield or resist. All right, that's the rebuild step, and then the preparation step, where everyone that still has warm-up tokens can get rid of the last of them. And then the Invigorate 3 happens.
Okay. How do we get rid of wounds?
I'm trying. Sorry.
So there.
Well, I'm assuming you're gonna take care of Bairnt, so I need to figure out how to do it on my own. So how if you don't have a healer, how do you get rid of the wounds?
So you will have options on cards that you might have obtained.
Okay.
So similar to the rags that we obtained from the ferryman, there might have been a relic that would grant the restore effect, which is what you need to get rid of wound cards. And also the devotee, when she builds up 4 faith, she can use them as a free action to restore 1 on one of the champions. And also, I think on the finding cards, there are also options that let you restore wounds.
Okay.
Okay, so where's Bossman? Bossman is... There he is.
Bossman 1 is up here, and Bosswoman is to the left here.
Okay.
But he's still our main target, though.
Yes. So as you might have noticed, there was a question below the entry for the queen, and if we had taken a different path during the Chronicle phase, then we might have obtained another objective. But since we didn't, we are now stuck with the main objective to defeat Minos. So nice. Essentially, Pasiphae is like the throne. She's a secondary threat of sorts that we can deal with, but we also might want to ignore her and focus our damage on Minos to fulfill our objective, which then concludes the confrontation.
All right. From my side, I can. You're being held by the guy, right?
Yes. So probably that's something that we should deal with.
Yeah. How do we get you out of his grasp?
Okay, so there are some maneuvers that let you escape. For example, your escape artist has this property, which says in the first step, if you're being held, you're released. Then there's also a card from the mercenary that is called Grab Breaker, I think, that lets you release another champion from being held. But you can also discard one of your maneuver cards to free yourself from being held.
Okay.
So that's probably what I'm opting for.
Well, I'm wondering if you want to partner up here, because I can or whoever wants to, I can if I'm reading this right, this is about to be amazingly funny and awesome. So either I can be stairs that you can climb on and gain advantage on a shot if you're higher up, or I can be furniture.
So stairs do not count as a higher level. Stairs are only what enables you to, for example, you could use this if you stand next to a building on a side where it doesn't have stairs to move up there.
So I could be furniture. So question on that. If Bairnt has like he can pick me up by my ankles and slam me into that guy, am I going to
Yeah,
take
sure. That
damage?
capybara is going to totally pick you up and slam you into something.
Like, is that kind
No,
of? Do I take
that's not
damage from that?
That's probably a question for Mauro in the chat.
Yeah, because his abilities, he did have a card that
I did.
let him throw furniture. Yeah, that let him throw furniture,
Yeah,
and
he
if
throw
I
you.
act as furniture, would I take damage? Is the question. Not if I can be thrown. If I take damage when
I
I'm
assume
thrown.
not, because the previous question with the throne didn't take damage if he threw it.
Okay.
So that seems. We'll see what Mauro says.
Yeah, no, he says you can. I can throw you in later levels. You turn into pillars too and stuff. So no, I'm guessing the pillar doesn't take damage when it hits things.
You
Why would
take no damage. Confirmation.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. That.
Hey, Derrick,
Okay.
you want to hit
Don't
this
ask
guy?
me how.
I also I can swap places with you and then get out of his grasp.
Yeah, so that's a question if you can actually do that. That's another question for Mauro, if you can do the switching with a champion that is being held.
Yeah, so if I do switcheroo, can I just swap places with Andreas as being grasped? Then I could play my escape artist to back out, move, and then range. Yes, you can. Sweet.
Confirmation.
All right, so let's do it. Me and you swap places. So put yourself where I am, which is here, and I'll go with him. Oh, sorry, I gotta grab my card. There we go. Then it says the next attack you make this turn receives +2 bonus. The next attack that champion makes this turn receives a +2 bonus dice as well, which is okay.
Now you have to
I would
update
move
your.
up 1 on the track.
Yep.
And then I'll go escape artist. If you're being held, you're not.
Okay, so you can reposition yourself now in this area in one of the free spaces.
Yeah, I'm gonna go here because I get climb. So then you move 2 with climb. Boop. Boop. Or actually, no, I don't feel like getting grabbed. Boop. Boop. Come on, put me up there. There we go.
That's level 2 though, and climb only enables you to
to go level 1.
move up
Okay.
1 level.
All right. Then I need to. I'm putting myself in a nasty position next to her, and I'll put myself over here. Sorry. So it'll be 1 with climb 2. I'll put myself on the stairs. And then my card then says you may make a ranged attack with a 4 dice pool against a malefactor up to 2 areas away. This attack does not consider your weapon's power, range, or special properties. Champion special abilities like backstab still apply. Dang it, I'd have to be behind them.
Yeah, so you could have moved here, and then you would have had the backstab.
But she's so close to me. If I die, I die. All right, let's do it. So I get +2 dice, +1 for the backstab on a 4. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I read that right?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see how this shakes out. I'll leave a die or I won't. All right, there we go. All right, so I hit him for 4, but he's going to react. So his react, if Minos is holding any champions, release, nope. Otherwise, advance to the area with the least fierce champion at any range. That would be the fighter, the capybara.
Yep.
All right, so he's going to move there. Hold the least fierce champion in this area, dealing 3 base damage to them. So that's 3 base damage +1 makes 4, right?
He's also turning around because you attacked him from behind.
Yeah. Did I say that right? Is it 3 base damage +1 for the other fumble to make it a 4 damage?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so the capybara takes 4 damage. And then I hit him for 1 because I rolled 4. Boop.
Let me check real quick. So if he's holding the capybara, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and
It's like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Go squish. All right, and that is I got nothing. That's it. I'm done. But at least I got you out of his grasp, so you don't have to ditch a card.
Yeah, but now the capybara is in the same situation. And it's usually advisable to get out of being held before you provoke counterattacks, because usually when you're being held, there are more dire consequences to the counterattacks.
Okay, so I got to discard a card to become unheld.
Yes.
We'll get rid of this. Oh, discard it?
Yep.
Well, back in action, baby.
And he's fluffing mad.
That's right. Would like to get next. Would like to get next to the monster.
Can I
would
help
like to be
out,
away from the monster.
Bairnt?
Sure.
Can I play Word of Salvation? You or another champion that is up to 2 areas away receives Invigorate 2 and gains Inspired. Can Inspire the Capybara?
Sure.
Sure.
There you go.
And we simply ignore if Mao says otherwise.
What does inspire mean?
Okay, so inspire is a condition that you can obtain, and when you have inspire and you make an attack roll, you can spend the inspired state to turn a fumble into a double hit.
Ooh,
So it's a way of mitigating bad rolls.
very nice. Okay.
Do it, Bairnt.
And Bairnt, did you gain your 2 invigorate?
I sure did.
Nice.
Oh, and I get another
Choose-
prayer. Or whatever.
Choose face off.
Okay, so
Okay.
who did you inspire?
Me.
Bairnt.
Okay, then to show that you get the inspired, you can
Oh, gotcha.
put the token on your card.
Okay. Move up to 3. Can I give this movement up? All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Steve, you're going to take a ride. This will be awesome. Move up to 3. You cannot give this movement up. 1 volunteer champion is in your area. As long as you move, you can choose to be carried to an area where you end it. If you carried a champion, the next attack they make this turn, you receive +1 die bonus for each area you carried them. Otherwise, you receive Invigorate 2. So you're coming for a ride, Steve.
Okay.
It'll be awesome. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, back to here. How about that?
Sure. And this is me.
Let's see if that worked. Did that work? Did I do this right?
Yes. And now Steve will have a +1 bonus on his next attack.
Nice.
Yeah. Can we do that right now? I can.
It's up to you.
So you can always make attacks with your
Yep.
weapon.
That's what I'm going to
Okay,
do.
hold on a second.
Oh,
Steve,
go
is it
ahead.
better for you to be here? Wait, hold on. Before you do anything, is it better to be here or here?
Either way works for me.
Is that pillar considered furniture?
Yes. Oh, wait, is it?
So the collapsed one is just an obstacle right now.
Okay.
Okay.
But how did you move there? You can only move orthogonally. So you already moved 1, 2.
Okay, Steve, I tried to cheat. He caught me.
That's the same question. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do my
Hold on.
Holy Sacrament.
Wait, not done yet, Steve. Here, I
Oh,
got
you're not
something
done
else
yet?
for you.
Go ahead.
Move 2. While this card is in your champion board, attacks made by other champions against the malefactor who are in the same area as you receive a +1 die bonus.
Oh.
So I'm going to move 1, 2. There you go.
And you need to also adjust your position on the fierceness
Oh,
track
yeah.
for both.
I go up
them.
2. That's fantastic.
Oh, you didn't attack, though. Bummer.
Well, I will eventually.
Oh, okay.
Nope,
Okay,
I
so
won't.
And now you can move into his area, so you're the scapegoat, and so you need to move into his area for the bonus to apply.
Oh, all right.
Because attacks against
Gotcha.
the malefactor
Okay,
that is in your area. So you are distracting him so that others can apply more damage.
That's right. There you go, Steve. I got you.
Okay. Do a free attack. He's in range. I got 3 dice. I'm not going to discard a maneuver. But I got 3 dice plus
you
your
get plus 2
+1 from the crazy stride, plus another +1 because of scapegoat, right?
There you go, +2.
So how are you making an attack without discarding a card?
Just kidding. I have to discard something.
Steve and I are really good at cheating.
Okay, maybe I won't do that. The question is I was thinking about blessing you, Andreas, if you wanted.
Well, then I'd probably be picking him up and not you.
Fine, I'll attack.
It's up to you. I can. I just switch 2 characters.
It's happening. It's happening.
Do it.
Okay, 3.
I can do something before to give you +2 more if I'm successful. But you can go ahead with your attack.
No,
I think we don't need to make. The problem is if I have a counter attack, then he might move and the state might change. So might be too risky. So let's just roll with what you had in mind.
Okay, so discard maneuver card, make a range attack a +1 dice bonus. So it's gonna be 4, 5, 6 dice, I believe.
But I still have something that I want to do beforehand.
Okay.
Sorry. So let me play the ambush, and then I can place a trap in this area over here. So in case he moves to you, then he will trigger the trap.
Oh, nice.
So so what? I move 0 on the fierceness track, and the next range attack this turn receives the +1 die bonus.
Okay. So then I'm rolling my 6 dice against the boss man. Here we go.
Ooh.
Wah wah. Counterattack first. Here we go. If Midas is holding any champions, he's not. Otherwise, advance to the area with the attacking champion. Hey, it's like you planned
on
it.
The trap. Yeah, very nice.
So he's gonna move on.
So he steps onto the trap, and I assume that we immediately discard the 2 cards damage for that before continue carrying out the counterattack. But maybe Mauro can clarify that for us.
Okay. Otherwise, hold the fiercest champion in this area, dealing 3 base damage to them.
Ooh,
which is me.
Yep.
But it's only 3 damage. That's fine.
Yeah, he said that's right.
He says that's right.
The trap.
So if we do take 2 damage right away.
Okay, so we apply 2. So the trap causes 8, deals 8 damage when a malefactor steps into it.
Okay.
And since he has a sturdiness of 4, that's
damage. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then my attack goes through, which is 4, so that's 1 more damage on him. So this gets flipped.
It's 5 actually, but still just 1.
5. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Okay. I did something.
Good work. You want to discard a card so you're not held anymore, or you want to stay there?
Oh, I'm okay being held, I guess.
Oh, do you want to shut him down?
Yep, I want to shut him down.
It's better.
I'm gonna wait to the end though. I'll take my wounds.
Okay. Got Archer. Or Capybara or whatever.
Outlaw. I don't got anything.
Okay, so let's check what I have here. I still get a +2 bonus from the switcheroo.
Andreas, that's a good question. Board Game Officer asked. Your trait. You did 8 damage, so it says, does your trait work on traps?
I assume it does not, because it's not an attack made by me, but it's a trap I put on the board. But maybe Mauro can clarify that in the chat.
Okay.
Because the way it's phrased, I would assume only attacks I actively make against target count for that.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
All right.
But maybe I have merciless traps. Who knows?
Yeah, just attacks.
it's actually your arrows.
And I have another question for Mauro. The collapsed pillar in the area where Minos is standing right now, does that count as a furniture for the pin down collateral effect or not?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so then I will use this.
That's your regular rules. It's always questions. Always questions.
Yeah, well, these are very specific situations, like where
Yep.
one special situation connected with another special situation leads to a third special situation. So that's hard to get into a rule book.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so pin down doesn't move me on the track. I get, or maybe I want to move beforehand, so I get even more bonus. Sounds like a good idea. So let me move 2 before, and what does my attack rolls suffer 1 penalty for that. Okay, so I will move 1, 2 up here.
Well, you can't be center, right?
I can. I totally can.
Nice board game officer.
Yeah, good comment, board game officer. It's okay. So let's count the dice for the attacks. I move 2, so I will trigger my guerrilla tactics, which is 1. Then I get a +2 bonus from the switcher rune that Derrick played at the beginning of the turn. That's 3. And
+1
let's
from
see,
the
do I
trap,
have
right?
any?
The ambush.
And +1 from the trap. So that's 4 bonus on top of my 3 regular dice. So that makes it a 7 die.
But then you roll 1 less, don't you?
Oh yeah, and I roll 1 less. So
Just clear it.
let's
Just clear it.
Yeah.
So much better.
Ooh.
That's 2
Wow.
hits.
Okay, so now finally my trait also triggers Merciless.
Yeah.
Whenever a single attack you made inflicts 2 or more wounds against the same malefactor, that malefactor suffers an additional wound. So in
3.
fact, I'm doing 3 wounds
Nice.
right now.
Very nice. He's down to 7 health.
And also the pin down has a collateral effect. So collateral effect means the effect only triggers if your attack managed to inflict a wound. Since it did, and there's furniture in the area, as we got confirmation for by Mauro, the malefactor will now be debilitated. And I will become the fiercest champion.
Yeah.
But I think I can deal with that. Okay, and now we will debilitate him. And now we have one more question for Mauro. What happens to the pillar he was holding when he's getting debilitated?
Falls on his head and does 13 damage.
13 damage. I read it in the rules.
You read the rules.
Mario just said it kills him just outright.
Well, he does
Why
that.
are
I'm
there
gonna do
pen
my
marks in this
movement.
rule book? Oh, nothing. Oh, it's
It
released.
is released. It is released.
Okay, so it stands upright in one of these spaces here. So let's put it there, for example.
Another atypical situation, yeah. Well, when we think like it got released and collapsed, I guess that area would be no longer traversable except by the boss. Kind of interesting.
All right, I'm good. I move 3 and gain invigorate 3.
Okay.
Move 2.
And we probably can save your command now.
Oh, wait, I was being
because
held.
he's already.
Am I released?
Everything is
Oh yeah,
released.
you're released as well.
Hey guys. Oh gosh, let me just lay down over here.
Hi guys. Oh god.
Oh no, I'm staying on his head. I'm good. This is perfect.
That's hilarious. Hey, Steve, can you
What?
debilitate her?
You could, yes, that's what I was thinking just now. You could still use the command on Parsifal.
Oh,
Good. Do it.
yes, but I need to
Don't
get.
say "Nee," just do it.
I'm not close enough. I have to take a wound or stay.
What?
Whatever. Now I can move over here. It should be
There
2
you go.
areas away.
Join Capybara.
There we go. Command. We're doing it.
Be one with the Capybara.
Here, 1.
Can you move me up 3, please?
2, 3.
Perfect. Okay, now she is
Okay.
now
Now,
taking
hold
a
on a
nap.
second. I'm going to move up above you because I'm going to say I played my card after you played yours.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
Sure.
All right, cool.
All right. I'm going to discard my cards.
Yeah,
Oh,
so essentially we skip both of them because we managed to debilitate both of them, which is a situation I have never encountered before.
You're welcome. We're all about special situations in this game.
We're good at games. All right. Sure.
y'all are good at games.
The toughest copper I've ever seen.
And when he stands back up, he's facing the fiercest champion, and I think that's also true for.
I gotta take a
Parsifal.
sin. Hold on, I gotta take a sin.
Okay, so the Capybara didn't have enough cards. So the Capybara have to take a sin? Seriously?
No, the capybara does not take sin
You're
You're
cards.
too
right.
cute. There's no sinning on cute.
No, there's no sinning on Capybara.
I think, unless Mao
Nope,
can
nope,
clarify
nope,
this
don't
for
even
us.
say his name.
Ooh.
I'm ready for my turn.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to
Okay.
do this. Let's see if I can do it first. Son. First, I got to get
Oh, you're
there.
biting ankles.
I'm going to move one. And you
Did
make
you-
a melee attack
Oh,
with
wait, we have
bonus
to heal.
plus
We have to
one.
heal.
Second.
Hold on.
Did everyone do the invigorate? free?
Nah, I haven't done mine yet. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm at max. Okay.
I'm at 10.
Move one. Make a melee attack with bonus plus one die. So I get 4. Ready? Watch this. This will be awesome.
Well, you're moving in his area, I assume, right?
Yes, I am. That was
He
fantastic. That did not go as well as I was planning.
reacts. Question. Let me see if I can make this before you flip that card. Hold on. What gets me on top of this pillar?
Moving.
Interacting with it.
Does the polymorph cute fluffy guy take up a space, or can I share the space with him because he's tiny?
No, you cannot share a space with a small character.
Sorry, man. I could have shut that down. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
All
I
right.
have 12 in vigor. 12 in whatever this I have.
So he's going to crunch. If Minos is holding any champions, nope. Otherwise, advance to the area with the least fierce champion at any range, which is me. 1, 2. I'm assuming he's just going to jump because that's what he can do.
Yes.
All right. So
So that's the difference between advance and move. When he moves, then he is restricted to board levels and everything that comes with it. But if he advances, then he just goes to the target area.
Can you read my counterbalance and see if I can play that now, or is the timing window already gone?
Yeah, you could have done that before. He's
Well, I couldn't have gotten
advancing.
to, and I couldn't have gotten to him to do it. So my question's more: can I do it?
you
now?
you could have if you had taken 2 falling damage when moving down here.
Yeah, that was the plan. But I couldn't have.
But the
gotten-
problem is there's no
Right,
empty
right.
space here, right?
Right. So I couldn't have done it, but I'm wondering, can I do it now?
I think the window for the reaction is already
Is
gone
over?
because
Okay.
when he's about to counterattack.
Yeah, it's about to,
Okay.
not while he's counterattacking.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll
Yeah,
get help
Mar's
with it, too.
confirmed. So
But otherwise, that would have been a perfect opportunity to use
Yeah,
that card and become a sinner, right?
Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. So you squeeze me for I did 2. It should have been 3. Sorry, 7. And that's it. Cool.
That goes on the bottom.
We need to put it
Nope.
underneath.
Is it underneath for the
Yeah.
reaction?
Yes. Whenever you use a card, you put it underneath afterwards.
Okay. All right.
Since we were not able to inflict a wound, you flip it back to the action side and then put it underneath his action deck.
Okay. All right. What you doing next?
I'm done. Until everybody else goes. I'm going at the end.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is a good opportunity to play the Miry Sinkhole.
Ooh, yeah.
But I need to move into position first. So I need to move 1, 2.
Am I going to
3.
suffer damage by that?
Oh, you're held by him?
Yep.
Then you might want to release yourself first.
Nah, it's okay. Eric's got a lot of health.
I'm gonna swap places with Bairnt.
Do it.
So I'm a switcheroo. Moving up
I've got
1.
12. I'm totally fine.
Yeah, because I know you want to take a wound so you could shift back. So I'm gonna swap places with Bairnt.
Oh no, I'm gonna stay a capybara the rest of the fight. You watch.
And
Okay, and now I will move up 1, 2, 3.
I gotta finish the card first before. Hold on.
Oh, it has
the
more
next
properties.
attack you make this turn receives the next attack that champion makes.
It's just a bonus on your end.
Okay.
Dan's next attack.
All right. Yep. Do your thing.
Okay,
Drop.
so I move 3 over here. This costs me 2 because of my slide ability. So I could have even moved 1 more, but I don't want to get into the area where Pacife is standing. So now I'm in range for the Miry Sinkhole, and the Miry Sinkhole says, as a free action, discard to remove a building up to 2 areas away from the board. Malefactors who suffer falling damage in this process, even if they did not suffer wounds, are debilitated.
It's going down.
So let me quickly unlock this building, and then he's going down.
And how much damage does he take?
He takes 2 damage because he's falling down 2 levels, but that is not enough to cause a wound.
Okay.
And the capybara is released as a result of this, and you need to move into this area over here. You are now standing on the stairs. And you take the 2 falling damage as well.
Sounds good. I took it. Okay. Wait, hold on a second. See if there's something I can do. There is. No. Wait. No.
When they're I get it.
I can shoot him. Want me to go?
Sure.
So I need to take 1 vigor. I can move here. And now I'm within 2 range. So what I can do is do my Punish the Wicked. It's going to move me on the Fierce Track 1. And it says this will only target a malefactor that has counterattack this round, which he has. Make a range attack with +3 die bonus. So 3 + 3 is 6. And see what happens.
8 damage.
So he'll just get up, but he still takes the 2, 4, 6.
And he would counterattack, but he's debilitated, so that can't cancel the counterattack, I guess, right?
Right.
Yes, so we cancel the counterattack, put the card we would have used for the counterattack underneath. No, we don't, because you also inflicted a wound, so it will be discarded.
Yeah, so he'll stand up.
All right.
And he'll stand up facing the fiercest champion, which is the devotee right now.
Okay, my turn.
Actually, he would face this way because the devotee is in this area, and his front face is determined by this arc. If you draw
I
these
see.
lines on the board.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
So if it would have been the outlaw, then he would have turned this way
Okay,
because
because
he's
of the
here,
lines.
So, yes.
That's
Now
good
my
to
So
know.
turn.
the lines help you to determine the flanks and the front and back side of a malefactor.
Okay.
So yeah,
I
I
lied,
did
it's not
ask Yumaro that question, but he already answered it. It says, if I would have played my compel, which would have forced him to move, he would still be lying down and crawl across the board towards us. So that's pretty funny.
Go, Bairnt.
Bow
Chop it
below
in the
me.
bit.
That's-
Do it.
Bow to
No,
me.
I'm good. I got nothing.
That's
got
that's
nothing.
when we start to add insult to injury, right?
That's right.
You make him crawl towards us just to be gnawed away by the capybara's jaws.
That's
right.
awesome.
Okay, I'm done.
You still waiting? Okay.
Nope, I got nothing.
Oh, yeah, nothing. No.
Nope, I got a plan though, but it's not gonna happen yet.
Okay. What do you need to have your plan happen?
I need to have a pillar in my square with him.
Oh.
Okay, so I will go for an attack then, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I go for the power shot.
That sounds good.
And I need to discard a card, so I discard this card. This moves me up by 3. So I get...
This
Right
might have been
back.
answered, but if you're playing power shot and you have to discard a card to play the card, you can't discard your sin, correct?
No, I think it says you need to discard
No,
a maneuver card, and
okay.
a sin card is not a maneuver
Cool.
card.
All right.
Okay, so that's since I moved 2 from my last position, I attacked from the throne position last time, so I moved 2, so I will trigger guerrilla tactics, which is 1. Then I get +4 from the power shot, which is 5, +3 for my weapon, which makes this an 8
Wow.
die roll.
Oh, -1, right?
This
And this
actually
is-
works out. This actually works
Okay.
out.
So this is
No, this is good. This is good. This is good. Go ahead and let him.
So
This is good.
unfortunately, I'm not above my target. So otherwise, I could have taken the damage to re-roll one of the fumbles and potentially skip the counterattack. But since I'm not above my target, I cannot do that right now. So we need to take the counterattack first.
Hold on. I'm going to play counterbalance. When a malefactor is about to counterattack, you move to approaching that malefactor. If you reach the area where they are, cancel the counterattack.
Oh, that's nice.
1, 2, and I'll go right behind him where I want to be. And then it also
Leave behind
says,
him.
and then
what's
it also
recall?
says you receive recall 1. What is recall?
Okay, so recall lets you get one of your maneuver cards from your board back into your hand. So you not only free up a slot on the champion board, but also get one more card into your hand.
Sweet. And I moved myself up on the board, and he does not get the counterattack. So hurt him good.
And he will get 2 wounds plus 1 extra wound from the merciless trait.
Oh,
Good.
nice.
So that's 1, 2, 3 wounds
He's down
right
to 3
there.
health.
All right,
He's
do
down
it,
to-
Derrick.
He's down to 3 health.
And while I'm at it, I will also make another attack here, and I will move 2 first. Oh, we made a mistake. I would have rolled 1 less die, but we
it's
were
sort
at
of
10, so
yeah,
let's
yeah.
assume
You're
this.
Even with 1 die off, you would have been
Yeah.
fine. So we're good.
Okay. Would have probably been the fumble anyway that I didn't roll right.
All right.
That's
Okay,
right.
so I will move with my slide ability and move up here 1, 2, and now I will take the clear shot. I'm already at the top position, so my fierceness doesn't change.
Yep.
I move 2 for the guerrilla tactics, so that's +3 bonus on my regular 3, making it a 6 die attack.
Oh boy.
Oh,
boy.
that's so good.
Oh boy. I can't
Okay,
stop
so-
that.
I can't either.
Yeah, I think we will just accept the. So I could take one damage to re-roll one of the dice, but
It won't
we are
matter.
again in a situation where that probably doesn't change
Right.
that much, because even if I roll like 2 hits, it won't change the amount of damage. So we can just take the one additional damage for the counter attack, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. Tumble. Move 3, approaching the fiercest champion that is up to 2 areas away.
That's you.
So he will move straight to me. If there are champions in this area, hold the fiercest among them and deal 3 base damage to them. So he will deal 4 damage to me because we have 1 additional fumble.
Yeah.
And he will grab me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so he will grab me and deal 4 damage to me.
But this card
1,
goes to
2,
discard because you
4.
did do 4 damage.
Yes, that's correct. And now we only
No, you
need
didn't.
to make.
No, we keep forgetting to -1 die
Why does it minus a die?
because of his arm injury. Just go ahead.
Because
and
of my bruised shoulder.
Yeah, go ahead and reroll. All right, so he still does the same thing, and you still hit him,
And
you still hit him. Yeah,
it's one less damage that he caused.
yeah.
Because only a regular counterattack.
And that you still wound the card, so we're down. He's down to
Do
2
you,
health.
do you want the capybara to kill this guy?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's the only way.
Yes.
Then I'm
You're
gonna use
inspired.
Headbutt. It says move 2 in a straight line. You cannot give up this movement. You make a melee attack.
Do it.
From
Headbutt.
here, you can move 2, 1, 2,
Yes.
right to here.
Teach them the polymorph you.
That's right. I get to make an attack with 4 dice
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
my guy's awesome. Nope.
Oh,
not
no. You're
awesome.
inspired.
I can use this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What does that allow me to do? Reroll
Change
how
the
many dice?
change
No,
the fumble to
you
the
don't
double
re-
hit.
Change one.
Pick one up to
fumble
2.
and turn it into a double hit. 3 or 4 is a double hit.
I have no idea how to do that.
Just press 3 or 4 on the.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. So now I did, and he doesn't fumble.
Okay, so then that's
That's
one
one.
hit, and then the push.
I don't have a push. Oh, do I have a push?
Yeah.
Oh, per push
Except for
1.
push 1. And it's double damage.
And it's
Oh.
double damage, so
You
he's
killed
falling.
him!
He's
You
falling
killed
to his death right there.
You killed him.
How about that? Capybara charge. Wow. Off the thing you go.
Awesome.
Oh,
Well done,
that's
Bairnt.
awesome.
Well done.
Well done, Bairnt.
I think that's the absolute best finish you can ever get in this confrontation. Ever. Like first he's crawling around on the floor and then he's getting headbutted to his defeat.
Oh, that's incredible. Is there an ending story to this, or is that not?
Yes, so you check the confrontation objective.
Oh, page 27. Okay. The fall of the judge. Let's see. The fall of the judge. Final scene. Manos left you no choice but to fight him, and so you did. The judge of hell is a formidable opponent, but how the caravan fights, having chosen such different kinds to form it, has started to make sense, as not even one who once made Greece fear is able to defeat you. That is enough, Your Excellency, the poet shouts to intervene before what would be the final blow. Which one of you is about to deliver? We have come to investigate a transgression with the blessings of the high power, not to commit slaughter. The Florentin argues as Minos regroups. Slaughter? The former king laughs. You cannot finish me, mortal. In his eyes, I am but a convict like those I sentence. As soon as I die, I rise again. Unlike you, souls cannot truly die in hell. Everything in this place is meant to be cyclic and eternal. It should be cyclical and eternal in such a way that even kindness becomes torture. However, I do acknowledge defeat, continues the judge, looking at his wife. A legion passed, and no devil dared intervene. How far they have gone, I do not know, nor who might have brought them here, but this I do know. The high power would rather you go after them, he concludes, becoming aware that he has aroused his wife's fury. Husband, how could you? How do you pronounce her name properly?
Pasiphae?
Pasiphae protests, eager to resume the fight. You offer safe conduct to my men as a dowry only to betray them? Leave it be, woman. Uh-oh. They won the battle and deserve tribute. These are the ways. They shall carry on with their tasks, and you shall stay by my side while we do ours, which, for our enjoyment, we have neglected. Ugh. Minos responds by evoking the patriarchal authority he had in his day. Thus, as suddenly as it began, the fight ends and Minos grants you passage into the second circle, promising to restore the order he let crumble. The best outcome you could have wished for. If the caravan has the pledge of redemption, nope. Otherwise, you just continue reading these instructions. Congratulations! The confrontation has ended and the caravan was victorious. Before continuing your campaign and moving on to the next circle, be sure to complete the procedures below in order to register your progress. Those procedures are not defined in the prototype. The end.
Nice board game officer.
That was awesome.
The end. This is fun. This
Yeah,
is a lot of
super
fun.
good.
Yeah, so I have to admit we were probably a little bit on the lucky side in several situations. So we didn't run into too much trouble because at the beginning we were basically not causing any counterattacks. And then also we used everything we got in our arsenal to the best, I think. So it's not always as smooth as it went this time. So you can the thing is if you're attacking like without proper cautiousness, then you might get into a downward spiral real quick where you end up with having like sins and wounds on your board and then not being able to do that many maneuvers anymore, and then you need to care about that and so on.
Well, we had
And
Bairnt
also,
with us,
and
he had a
also,
plan.
and also, what was absolutely in our favor was that we almost, I think, every round we were able to debilitate Minos to prevent him from doing his action.
Yeah.
And in the last round, we were even able to debilitate both malefactors at the same time. So that's pretty unusual as well that we were able to do that. So otherwise, a lot more damage would have come our way, or things that we would have needed to take care about.
We had Bairnt with us, and he always has a plan.
Right. Cabby Bear
That was
for
the best
win.
ending, though. Couldn't have gotten better.
We ended the only way we could.
Awesome.
So when does this one? Well, before we go around the room, just kind of when does this hit Kickstarter? Sorry, I mean GameFound.
It's on GameFound, and the campaign will launch next Tuesday, so February 20th.
Okay.
And how long is the campaign?
The campaign will run for 10 days, so it will end on February 29th.
Okay.
The questions I have are around kind of what gets delivered. So right now what we're playing with is just kind of this TTS mod that has the standees stuff in it. So is there a standees version and a minis version, or is it just minis?
It's standees in the core box. So when you obtain the core box, everything will be standees, including the champions.
Okay.
And there will be optional add-ons that have the minis for all of them.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And in terms of game length, I mean, we went through. It took us we're at about 3 hours now, but each circle seems to be about that time. So, have you all calculated like the game length in total?
Yeah. So essentially, the game length is basically 9 times the
9 times
length
this.
that we.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And with a focus on also being replayable in a way that you might not see every path and every ending of the circles, and also decisions you make may have consequences in later chapters. So there are also branching options based on that. So I think, in my opinion, this length of a campaign is more digestible for the average gaming group than a longer campaign, and also because of the theme and the Divine Comedy it's based on. It was quite obvious that there would be 9 chapters for the Inferno.
Right.
Yeah.
But every boss fight will be very different from each other. So there will be a lot of variety in the confrontations as well.
Okay.
And also some things that we might want to touch that we didn't see in our playthrough. If you prefer to not do the Chronicle phase, but want to just play the confrontation, there will be a quick combat instruction that lets you set up the confrontation and then make some assumptions how you played through the Chronicle phase and grant you some of the items that you might have obtained during that, and then you can go straight into battle if you want to play this more like in a one-shot way and are just interested in the confrontation and playing capybara and headbutting kings down buildings and stuff.
Amazing.
And also what I can quickly showcase, Steve, if you can maybe head over to Bairnt's hero area real quick. I mentioned this at the beginning when there was a question if you can solo this game. So you can, I will switch the board now real quick. When you flip the champion board, on the flip side, you have 3 slots and you can play every of the characters as a companion. Essentially how that works is you flip their card and they have 3 preset maneuvers on there. They start the game the same way with the warm-up tokens blocking them, and then one round after another you will remove one of them. The companions do not use the hand cards. Instead, they have 3 readiness tokens, and you will use them to mark which maneuver you have already played. And if you get a wound with them, you flip their token, and then you need to block one of the maneuvers. So essentially, you take away the complexity of the hand management and have a simpler version of the champion, but in basically all other regards, they work the same as the full champions.
Do you lose the game if the companions get 3, or is it just you lose the game on if you're? So I'll be playing this game solo, and so it's more. If the companions take 3, do we lose the game as the rules with the main, or does it all come to me? Like if I
it's 3. any so companions are still counting as champions. Okay. So essentially the only thing that changes about them is the way you handle their maneuvers. Okay. They can also have the same cards, so they can, for example, they can also have these cards. They can also have traits, so they work essentially exactly the same. The only thing that's different is that they don't use the hand cards. They don't get sin cards because they are not using the hand cards. And when they obtain wounds, they don't draw the wound cards, but instead flip one of their readiness tokens and block one of the actions. And you're restricted to these 3 maneuvers, which basically are like the average of what this character does and are like the key.
That makes sense.
We have a question from Board Game Officer. He's asking, how does leveling up work? Will it be like brain fart. Drunagar.
Yeah, so I can say a little bit about that, but Mauro can certainly add to that. So from my understanding, how the leveling up works is that after each circle, you are presented with an option to pick additional maneuver cards that you can use to adjust your maneuver deck. And then every 3 circles, also you will level up your champion card. This is the case for the champions as well as the companion on the flip side, which might increase the strength of the passive abilities or even add new or different passive abilities to them. And obviously, you will have a progression through gear that you obtain during the Chronicle phases. So the consumables that we obtained during the Chronicle phase, which we used, for example, the heavy crossbow or the retractable shield, they will be gone. But the rags, for example, let's see, where did I put them? Underneath there.
Here,
the rags are a relic and they stick around, but they are one-time use per confrontation. So they have the keyword spend on them, and when you use them, you essentially flip them over to indicate that you have used them, but they will be available during the next circle as well.
Okay.
Wow, awesome.
Cool. Excellent.
Thank you so much for all of this. This is amazing. I can hardly wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and
this is a blast. I appreciate, honestly, Creative Game Studio. The team's been really supportive. Being on here at this hour, which is a huge benefit, helping us out, and it was a blast, honestly. Since playing with, well, it's always fun playing with Derrick and Bairnt, but Andreas, it was great that you were able to join us. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Yes.
yeah, and Steve, thank you so much for kind of rounding us all up to be and having the conversations with Andreas and
Of course.
CGS so that we can get this together. So big, huge round of applause for the work of you and Andreas working to put this thing together.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, I think that's going to end it for tonight. Like I said, go check the description if you want to get a link to the GameFound page. There's plenty of other playthroughs out there, so if you want to see more, go check those out as well. Okay.
And then when it comes back to GameFound, you can go insta back it because that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. The capybara sold it. I was like, I like this game a lot. And then I saw the capybara. I was like,
Sold.
yep, sold.
All right,
Awesome.
great.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time at the Guild. Bye-bye.
Take care.